That's what it sounds like when I bust a nut.
So those fast strokes don't imply a lot of distance.
It comes out like the sprinkler sound.
That's what I was picturing. Yeah.
So I just stand in one place and just nut in a circle and like turn back.
That's sick.
That's how the circle jerk began.
Okay, hold on. How does the intro go? Welcome one, welcome all to the None of Our Business podcast. Since Joe's bitch ass isn't here because he decided he had some work to do.
He's a straight schoolboy bitch.
Yeah,
so.
basically. We do, however, move on because the show must go on, and we have an amazing guest today.
Yay.
My buddy Ray.
Wait a minute. You didn't do the... Are you going to...
Am I going to introduce you, Keenan?
No, yeah. I mean, if Joe's not here, you're going to do the intro of Welcome One, Welcome More. You got to do the taglines.
My name is P. Steezy, Philly Fanatic, Filthy Animal, Philly. And then, of course, we've got C-Section,
okay.
C-Money,
C4.
See These Nuts.
See These Nuts, yes.
Keenan Duncan.
Yes.
And then our buddy Ray
There we
Aguirre.
go.
Hey.
Hey. You can move it closer to your mouth.
Yeah, the closer, the better.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
make it look like, you know.
Oh, nice.
Put some breath on it so when you breathe out,
Breathe
okay.
in,
it can like
breathe out.
Yeah. I mean, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mic check.
Make it whistle.
Put some treble in it.
Okay.
So
yeah.
have you guys ever figured out what the meaning of whistle while you twerk is? Is that I'm not hip enough.
This is the first time I've heard that.
Is it like
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know that hip hop term?
Yeah, whistle while you twerk.
None of us are hip hop enough for that.
No, my ethnicity, skin color.
Keenan,
only goes
come
so
on,
far.
Keenan. You're supposed to be the black one of the group
Wait,
here.
do you, supposed to be.
Supposed to be, yes.
I resent that, sir.
No, I mostly know about white culture. That's all I know about. Yeah.
Speaking of white
Mayonnaise.
culture, he said mayonnaise.
I like mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. And,
Undercover Brother.
Yeah. Dude, they made a sequel. They made a sequel to Undercover Brother 2 with the same guy who was Black Dynamite. What's his name?
Oh, Michael Jai White?
Michael Jai White.
Okay.
He plays
What?
Undercover Brother, and it's cheesy.
So it's not Eddie Griffin.
No, it's not. And I can understand why. Like, if the script wise,
Old.
he probably could have laid some better jokes, but it's still funny for what it is. If you don't take it as like, oh, it's gonna be the best hysterical comedy laugh, it's just it has a lot of funny scenes in it.
Well, it makes fun of like a lot of culture.
It's silly. It's cornball, but I recommend people check it out. It's on Netflix.
It's already out.
Yeah.
We were just talking
Oh.
about.
I know it's like under the radar.
We were just talking about like political like climates and how comedians can't really say the shit they
Yeah.
used to, right?
Yeah. Wait, we were?
Yeah, well, we were talking about the Ari Shafir thing. Where,
Oh,
yeah,
The Amazing
yeah,
Racist.
Yeah,
The
Amazing
It
Racist.
was okay in 2003, but I don't think it can fly now.
and it's like happening everywhere now.
And even in Disneyland, thanks to Joe, I didn't get Disney Plus, but my roommate has it, let me watch it and use it. So I watched the Imagineering stuff, the documentary they did.
Oh, did you see that?
And there was a
Oh,
segment
yeah.
where they said they altered some of the rides to fit more modern day stuff because it was like
Racist
offensive.
as fuck.
So I was
Yeah,
like,
and
okay.
some of the movies have disclaimers now. They're like,
Yeah.
this was made in a different period of time. Please disregard this.
Yeah.
You
Like,
know,
whatever.
the Acme cartoons need to do it because I remember recently trying to watch Speedy Gonzalez.
Oh,
and
that's Warner
the
Brothers,
most
yeah.
racist shit.
Is it?
She is my sister. She's everyone's sister.
Well, and Pepe Le Pew always wants to like rape
That's
others.
straight
like,
up, yeah.
Is that a
like-
French thing or something?
Yeah.
I don't know, man,
yeah.
but it was definitely like, what the fuck? Like half the shit. I can't believe they like that was for kids.
Yeah, a kids
Yeah.
show. Kids.
You know what I mean?
And we loved it. I mean, shit. We would
Tom and Jerry. There's so many
Oh,
references.
I
there
never
that are
watched
like,
that show.
But see,
what?
even
It didn't bug you guys that they never spoke?
No, actually.
they did. Now it's in like one episode, but they gave them voices, and it was really weird. And they did like some singing and stuff like that too.
Oh,
in
the
it.
one where he's got like the jazz suit
Yeah,
and all
The
that.
one episode?
There's
Yeah,
like
the
one
one
episode where
episode.
Out of, like,
they
30
gave them
seasons?
voices. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Because it was
It's
always
weird,
like
though.
their antics that you were watching.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're like
Yeah.
physical comedy.
Yeah. Slapstick, right?
Which is very grotesque. I mean, when you obviously look at it as an adult, but I mean, I don't know. There wasn't much out
Little
there
violence.
for us to be.
Here's what I'm saying though. Those cartoons, as violent as they were, never made us go out there and be violent with each other. We knew it was a cartoon.
Yeah.
But somehow kids today, they can't watch shit without them being brainwashed and be like, I want to do it too. Just dumbass kids.
Oh, yeah.
Or not even that. I feel like everyone that makes something now has like an agenda.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like they have some it has to have a meaning behind whatever they make. Even if there is no meaning, like
That's
they have
actually-
to make something from
You
it.
bring up something great. Like actually, you have a background in writing for like content and things like that, right? And
Yeah, and sometimes it comes out when I don't mean it to. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make sure that this guy overcomes his fear.
Oh,
of
really?
this. But it's like, well, that's not really like. What if he doesn't? Like, it doesn't. There doesn't have to be some fucking like lesson to learn from it, you know?
Yeah, I don't think I learned any lessons from Harry Potter. I love that shit.
hey, Harry Potter's a fucking saint. Nah. What was the last thing you
I'm a
saw?
big Harry Potter fan.
Yeah, what was the last thing
Yeah,
you
me
saw
too.
where you were like, wait a minute, are they trying to sell me on a message or?
Message.
So my I have like family like very vegan,
Okay.
and I was telling me, oh, you should watch this documentary.
Oh, is it
And
Food Inc?
they're very one-sided about like the benefits and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And that's just an example, but it comes in music, TV shows,
Okay.
shit people post, like,
yeah.
and I don't know, I'm not very active online, but I see it all the time.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Keenan always tells me how like people try to like tell him shit that he should be doing, but then it's
All
like,
the fucking time.
it's like fuck you, I've got my own life. You know what I mean? Like
Well, I
I'm
get dualities as we spoke
Is it older
early-
people?
Huh?
Like older people?
A lot from older people, a lot from people, some that are for young. Well, it depends on the scenario. For life lessons and how to act and interact with women and jobs and stuff like that, personally, it's older people. But a scenario I was at when I was doing construction, there were people younger than me telling me what to do, like how to hold a wrench or a hammer. Probably was like, so for some reason my face says I am gullible and you can abuse me and I stick my tail between my legs,
which is totally untrue.
no, I only do it half the time. or when we're at night, when we need to do like a little something different.
Whoa, Keenan, what do you mean?
Go on. Yeah. Let's see where that goes. Yeah.
So anyway, about this
No,
other
no,
stuff.
but we were talking about that the other day, right? Where like people who like try to fucking like tell you what you should do, or
Is it out of nowhere? Like I get it out of nowhere. Like I don't. A lot of times I never ask for the advice. Philly knows I will ask for the advice, but a lot of times people will just tell me how to do stuff. Kid you not, I'm gonna go on a slight rant because I know you asked your question. But my roommate, quote unquote, since she doesn't listen to the podcast, so I can say whatever about her. But I was making pasta. Now, obviously, the only wrong way to make pasta is to throw it in a fire pit and then light it up. Like there's some wrong ways to do it. So I put
It's hard to get it wrong though. Yeah.
or something like I put the pasta in, tossed in the water, and then heat up the water. In that process, when my cousin was watching me, and I just gave this away.
Okay.
God
It's
damn it.
okay, it's okay.
They don't listen, right? Yeah.
They don't.
Wait, but she was watching you the whole time?
She was. And she yelled at me saying,
God.
don't make it that way. You're doing it wrong. I was like, what do you mean wrong? And we had this word about the word wrong, right? And I said, what are you talking about? I'm just making pasta. Like, that's not how you do it. You're supposed to heat up the water first and then put the pasta in. That's the right way.
I think she kind of has a point. Like, do you
Oh,
also
fuck you both.
do you
No,
also
I'm
put the
kidding.
milk in and then your cereal?
No.
Because
the
that's
fuck
kind
is
of
that?
what you did.
Yeah, only
That's
psychopaths
kind of
do
what you
that.
did there. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, this water's not ready, but let's throw the pasta in anyway.
Well, so
Okay, that's different. You're not cooking cereal.
The science behind that,
Yeah.
just so you know, is if you wait till the water boils and then throw the noodles in, they cook to a nice chewy texture that you like in pasta. But if you just heat them up with the water at the same time, it ends up making them softer than you actually want your pasta.
But
to
if you
be.
want it soft, then that's what you do.
It comes out the way I like to eat it.
Exactly, and that's all that matters.
But to her, it was this is the only
wrong
way
way.
you make
Yeah.
pasta. And I'm like, and I kind of challenge it because I have a hard time trying to challenge people and be open about it. And I was like, I was trying to make it nice because it really got to the point where she was getting like angry.
Oh wow! Well,
And
now
I was like,
she's just like making a big deal.
and I
out
was
of
like,
it.
are you really
Is she gonna
serious?
eat any of it or
No. And I was
So
like,
she was just in your business for no fucking
Yes.
reason.
And I was like, I can't believe this is happening. When I try to tell people scenarios on this show, a lot of people think I'm making it up, or even Joe said I like bring it on to myself. And I'm like, there's no fucking way.
No, yeah.
I wanted her
I'm
to
sitting
say
there minding
this.
my own business, trying to make my own fucking
Yeah.
pasta.
and she doesn't even support you, right? She said she doesn't listen to the podcast.
No, which is great
Yeah.
because I talk a lot of shit about her. But
if she does listen to this, hey, you still want to grab tacos now?
but the thing is that here's what the kicker is. What made it worse, and this happens to a lot of people. People don't believe this happens to me in my life, but after it happened, I tried to defend myself, and I did it anyway. And I kind of was like a big fuck you. she brings it up in other conversations with other people out of nowhere, and I'm like oh
you
my
are.
fucking
like,
god!
like later in the day, or like at a Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, well, she had friends over, and then somehow the conversation led up to her like she told the whole story about her telling me the right way to make pasta, and I was like, that's the only moment where I actually got angry, and I was like, don't say anything, shut your mouth. This, this is inappropriate.
Because at this point now, she's just using you as like a fucking a reason to look cool. Or
and that happens a lot. Now this is a scenario that's
definitely not cool. Like, hey guys, check out what Keenan did today.
And I was like, oh my god, but
that's not cool.
Yeah, so it goes all back about like the things I do that I try to just do on my own, but somebody just tells me how to do it, and I'm like, I didn't ask you for it. But they think I needed it as if it's going to save my life.
What we were talking about, we were saying something about how...
That's my rant. Sorry.
No.
I agree.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. It used to happen to me a lot as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
I wish it happened more now because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So some advice would be nice. But and it's funny that every time someone is telling me I shouldn't do this is when I know I'm like, I probably should do that. Because, if everyone's telling me no, it's probably for good reason. It's some unknown
for like,
zone.
Sexual assault or
okay.
I'm like doing drugs.
Yeah,
you can't molest anybody.
I mean,
hey, I'm just taking it to a nice extreme.
I guess that is true. But
yeah, technically it's true.
Just remember, rape is wrong.
Don't.
That's just the general rule.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the last episode. I forgot what I said. And I was talking about things I love, and then Keenan was like, "An orphans."
I didn't say orphans.
You don't love orphans?
No. I said orphans, and then what'd you say?
Way to rechange the story, Philly, to make me look bad.
I don't know. I was like, you know what? I really relate to like orphans or this, that. And Keenan was like, and also like, you said something like rape.
Sex. Like, I didn't say rape. Oh my god.
I don't know.
Whoa.
Whatever it was way out of context.
Pause. Do you know the whole game with like the elephant game or the telephone game where you say something and then somebody at the end goes, Philly just did that to himself. Nobody else involved. You said 8 wrong things.
First of all, Keenan, that's the wrong way. You want to talk about wrong?
Yeah, no, right. I said the word wrong. Okay. That was
first of all, I'm fucking with you.
Okay, I hope
Don't
so.
worry about it.
You just said I called out raping on.
No, I'm trying to remember. We were talking about something.
He said a list of things he liked in life or that he would contribute his life to. One of them was helping out orphans. I didn't hear that part.
You thought he said organs?
Oh, no, he said orphans.
Okay.
But I was like, okay, I'm going to list something that I know he really likes and would contribute his life to, which is having sex with girls.
Oh, so while I was saying orphans, he throws out the word sex. And I'm like, wait, what?
And then Joe and him fully makes me think that I was talking about he wants to have sex with orphans. I'm like, first of all,
we're just going to clarify that's not.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you are an orphan, you can't. If you're old enough, you deserve to have love too, right? I mean, like you can't deny love to orphans.
I think that's a given. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And so technically, both Philly and Joe.
It's like one of my uncles told me a long time ago. Even the ugly ones need some loving.
See, so if you're an orphan, Philly and Joe says you're not allowed to have sex. So
wow. Oh, is that what we said?
That was what happened.
So were we talking about? Because I'm trying to remember what it is. Ray and I were talking about. We were talking about. Was it like we don't go to when we go to get something to eat and somebody tries to like order the same, tell you what to order, or was it?
Is that what? Is that how that whole brought up?
I know we were talking about something and we just couldn't fucking like.
Because it starts with like one topic and then we end up talking about something else.
Hey, that's the whole podcast.
And then it's like, whoa, what the hell? How did we get to this?
Well, does it happen to you recently? Like currently, do people still tell you what to do?
You're good.
It's okay. Hit him in the mouth. He's used to it.
I just kissed the mic.
Yeah.
No, but basically everything you described. Is a description of my life like up until probably a year ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
so what happened a year ago? Did you develop like confidence? Your cojones grew like.
I just got to stop paying attention to people.
Ooh, that works.
Like it's probably still happening, but I don't realize it. For example, like I did everything like that I was supposed to do as a kid, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I went to college. I did this. I did that. I did everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized, like, wow, this fucking sucks. Like,
why did
I do this?
Yep. If you don't mind answering, how long were you in college for? Did you do this straight for? Or went?
I was in college for 6 years.
Yeah, I was 7.
Okay, it's fun.
Close to 8. Yeah. I had too much fun at the end, but I did the same thing. I went to mechanical engineering. And what was your major actually?
I majored in political science.
Political science. Oh, what school did you go to? Philly didn't go, so we can like nerd out in college right now.
Wow.
He's one of them.
Wow.
Although he'd probably be a billionaire. Most people who go to college are like billionaires and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true.
But
And
what university did you go to?
so I started actually. Funny thing is, in high school I had like 0.1 GPA. So I never went to school, dude. Yeah. I
How
never
does
went to
that work?
school.
Oh,
I would go like when I would go to school.
yeah.
I wouldn't have a backpack. I would just have like
Just
You
hang
gave
out?
no fucks.
yeah. I would literally just go to like classes I liked and the teachers I
Damn.
liked, and
How did
I
you-
almost failed.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, you graduated? You said
Somehow graduated. Yeah.
I'm like shaking my head.
Personality.
But I had no fucking direction, dude. I had no idea what I was doing.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
but I was just having a good time.
if you run into kids today and they were doing the same thing, would you tell them not to do that?
I
'Cause
that's
you
the thing
had
about
fun.
advice.
Yeah,
I also
right?
don't like giving advice. You know, like because
okay.
I hate unsolicited advice.
Right.
Exactly like you
Yeah,
mentioned.
Right.
But I realized until I realized I'm fucking up.
Yeah.
That's when I got my shit together. Graduated last minute. But you know it happens. Like
Okay.
sometimes I'll have like my little cousins getting talked shit to by his aunt.
Right.
Like, oh, he's not even studying in school. Blah blah blah. I'm like, well, dude, let him figure it out. Like,
right.
he's probably like he doesn't want to do that.
How do you feel about today's age of high school and higher knowledge and learning in college and all that stuff? Like, as I don't know, are we noticing more kids not caring for education and information as before, or has it just been the same? Like, has anything grown or lessened in your perspective?
I kind of wish somebody would have said it's optional.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I think that's also like a privilege. Like, oh, what do you mean it's optional? You need college. Like,
Right.
you know, of course, like if you can go to college or you want to go to college, fucking go.
Right.
Yeah, but it's not like something you should you need.
And
Yeah.
I like the fact that I hear not just stuff like that, but success stories of people who only did 1 year of college or didn't go to college or something like that. And it's like, it gives a good example. And I don't know if this is blurring the lines, but I feel like it gives a good example as the possibility of what options do to you. Like if you were never told options, you may never have that successful business because you focused your life on going to college, while these other people who
Tried
didn't
other things.
had those options and was
Perfect
able to-
example.
yeah.
My cousin, he is touring the world right now as we speak.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if he graduated high school. I'm pretty
God
sure he did.
Damn.
For everyone listening, I'm pretty sure he did.
Enough to make you hit the mic.
Yeah,
right?
but-
yeah.
So what
But,
does he do as he's what's his thing that's making
He's
him
like a
tour the
fucking rock star. He's in a metal band.
dude? What's the
and
name of the band? We should totally
he
go to a
tou-
show. We got the hookup right here.
He tours, I think this year. I think he toured like probably 6 months out of the whole year.
What's the name of the metal band?
Skeletal Remains.
Skeletor remains.
Yeah, very, very
is it
death
like heavy metal?
Death
Like
metal, yeah.
Oh fuck, damn it! Oh,
Is it
my
like the,
God.
is it like the
The
Yeah.
Cookie Monster.
Like if you like metal, you'll like it. If you
Yeah.
don't listen to metal, you'll probably be like, oh, what is that?
yeah, damn it. Well, I would enjoy it.
like
I'll probably
Avenged
go to it,
Sevenfold would be considered metal?
No.
No, Avenged Sevenfold got played on the radio, so it wouldn't
Yeah.
be anything like that.
Yeah.
It'd be
Okay, so
like,
it would never be
This
played
is
on the
more
radio.
like-
definitely not.
Shit, not what's the
Like As I Lay Dying kind of shit.
I think, I think that's
what's the
more
LA
like
band.
modern. Think like 1980s kind of throwback
Like
to
Black Sabbath?
No, like fuck. What's the one where that has the skeleton? That's their Eddie. That's their
Iron
main-
Maiden?
Oh, Iron Maiden?
right? Like Iron Maiden.
Okay, so they're definitely more mainstream as well because
Okay.
they're being played on the radio.
Okay,
Right,
yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely not radio
It's like the
friendly.
chun
Yeah.
chun 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 chun.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Like they did in Ace Ventura.
Hey.
But that was Rob Zombie, I think.
I once went to one of those
Oh.
concerts and
Yeah.
like was like headbanging, and the next day my fucking neck hurts
Hurts?
so
Yeah.
bad, dude.
That's why I go to the rock concerts because you can at least jump up and down and not just bang
Yeah.
your head.
But the whole point is, right?
Yeah.
Like this guy
Didn't graduate, maybe
like,
didn't
he didn't go to
graduate,
college,
yeah.
dude.
No,
And
but
he's-
he did specify in playing music, though, right?
Well,
Built a skill.
he did it as a kid,
Okay.
and that's what I realize now too. Like, I hope I never have kids, but if I do, I'm like,
Mhm.
dude, you better start fucking now. Like, start at age 5.
yeah.
Don't
Play that
start when
piano.
you're 30.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm gonna take up acting at 52. Like, good luck. Like,
Damn, all those actors
you know,
out there
like,
in their 30s and
I'm
whatnot.
not telling them not to do it, but good luck. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
don't you think the guy with 47 years more experience would have more luck?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I do see these kids out there on YouTube playing these musical instruments. Like, damn, they're playing.
Yeah.
Great.
Practice.
I even saw, and this is a cheap plug, but they were good. A band called Messes of Wire in LA, and I ran into them at a show at the Loft, and they played. Kid you not? I didn't find out that they were 16, 15 until after the show. During the show, I was like, "Who booked these people? How did they get here? Why are they playing at this venue? They should be at the fucking Roxy and the Troubadour. which when I researched, they were at the Roxy and the Troubadour.
And they were like 15-year-old kids?
Yeah, they're 15, 16, and they blew everyone away. And I was like, damn.
Well, it's like, have you ever seen those kids who are like in Japan and Korea playing like badass, like
right?
acoustic guitar with like 18 hands? And
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
like, and I'm like, what the? Why should I even bother? You know what I mean?
I think that's why I never played anything either. I'm like, why? I'm not gonna be that good. Fuck that. Like,
But then there was a video of Pharrell who went to go speak like at an art school where they were like musicians and they were all showing their recordings and some of them were like okay, and Pharrell was like okay, all right, that's cool, that demo's cool. And then this girl named Maggie Rogers plays her demo, and she had like this badass song I'll play for you guys later, right? And he's like, wait a minute, now that's creative and unique. Right now, in my head, I was like, it was all right. You know, I mean, it was a catchy hook. It was better.
Steal it?
It was better.
It's mine
So he
now.
signed her.
Even better.
He signed her from that class. But then he went on to say, he's like, you know what's funny is a lot of these kids you'll see on YouTube are fucking like amazing. And the competition is getting a lot more fierce.
Thanks to the internet.
Yeah. But no matter how you do it, like as long as you're true as an artist and you're yourself, you can find a way to stand out, even though they're better than you.
Same thing for acting.
Yeah.
A lot of people using that YouTube, the Instagram, and they get their roles.
Be honest with you though, have you any of your friends who actually have like a YouTube show or like something like, do you guys ever actually watch any of that shit?
I will have to pre-apologize to some of my friends if they listen to this. I think one of them doesn't, but they do have their own show. No, I did not watch it, but I will.
Right, but why is that though? Why do you think it is that we
do you at least subscribe?
Yes, I did. I subscribed. I
support.
liked all their videos. I supported it, but I didn't stay. I watched clippets, but I didn't watch it from beginning to end.
Clippets? Like snippets and clips?
Snippets and clips.
Clippets.
Snip clips. Clip snips. And
snip clips. That's maybe the name of this episode.
And they people do that to us all the time. That's why I was like fully supportive of and push more Instagram stuff, doing some YouTube things. But
that's true. A lot of our friends didn't listen at first, and they started to.
My own family don't listen. So,
but I think a lot of it too. They probably like forget that you're doing it, so you have to keep fucking saying it and do like until they were like, until they think of your name and that podcast together, like inseparably. Okay. You know that couple that talks in we. Oh, actually, you like say you go to your fucking work tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow's Monday. Yeah. And you're like, hey man, what'd you do this weekend? And they're like, oh, you know, we went to the movies, blah blah blah. And they always talk like in fucking we.
Right.
Yeah. So that's how your name should be with whatever you do. Okay. With whatever you do, like. If you're a writer, you know, you synonymous with writing.
In that case, we aren't bitches, but Keenan is. No.
Fuck Philly.
And then the more you just say it out, the more you know.
Oh, see, I get it. Because then you and Joe would constantly say on a constant basis about me taking credit and some other bitch things that you talk about me. And then eventually I become that. So fuck you, Philly.
Wait, first of all, it's called manifesting.
Oh, yeah. I guess so.
But that's kind of cool. That's like a marketing tactic almost, like a way to perceive the market.
In a way. I mean, it's just like you like it's like when you think of Jimi Hendrix, what do you think?
Jimi Hendrix is God.
Think of fire.
Guitar.
Burning his guitar on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. And blues, but
Purple Haze.
Music. You think of music.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, okay.
Same thing.
Unless we're talking about Christina Hendricks, and then I just think of ass. Because Christina Hendricks is fine as fuck.
From Firefly. And
okay, you remember the movie Drive?
Yes.
She's the one that had her head bashed in.
Blanche, the one that goes with them to that where they rob the pawn shop.
Sketchy ass looking one?
The redhead.
The one that got
the
shot
one that gets in the car?
Yeah, the one that gets in the car with them.
Oh yeah.
So outside of that movie,
she's hot.
She's hot as shit.
Ridiculously hot.
And I met her in person when I was working at Red Studios.
Yeah.
She is the sweetest soul, man. She is so polite, very professional.
Did you see Bad Santa 2, the sequel?
No, she's in that.
Yeah, she got banged by Billy Bob Thornton.
Wow. Billy Bob.
I know he bangs her, he bangs Halle Berry. Like, what the fuck?
Did they replace the hot girl from the first movie?
Yeah, she's not in it.
The hot girl always gets replaced. Damn it.
They start asking for too much, I think.
Something.
You know, it's like, I want double my salary.
I recently actually, I wish there was a girl in this episode. The reason why I'm saying that.
Yeah, too.
No, I know. The reason why I'm saying that is because I just thought of an article I came across that what's Daenerys Targaryen? What's the girl from
why is that
with Game of Thrones?
Oh, who played the Queen?
Daenerys? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Daenerys Targaryen? Or is it?
Oh wait, no, Emma Clark. Emma Clark.
Amelia Clark. Amelia Clark. Yeah, she said she actually regretted
doing all the nude scenes,
and that she felt pressured. And I'm like, fuck, that must have sucked. You know?
Wait. So So
There was a big protest.
I've never seen the show, so I have no idea what
Yeah.
the fuck you're talking
I've
about.
only seen like 2 episodes, but apparently, if it wasn't for Jason Momoa being on set and like helping her feel protected, it may not have actually happened.
I could have swore they even reduced the amount of sex scenes because there was an outbreak, or not outbreak, but a outcry and backlash of a lot of the female actors saying, "Hey, we don't want to do this."
Yeah.
Of
much."
that show.
Of that show.
Yeah, and
They did a lot.
supposedly the producers and writers were like, "Your fans are going to be disappointed if you don't do this."
Yeah.
Can you believe that? Like, can you imagine someone telling you that?
Not me. And this is what I say on every episode when we talk about Hollywood is like how, from my perspective, it's like, how do you not know? I know Hollywood is a crazy fucked up place. And maybe that's because I watch all those documentaries and behind the scenes and real true Hollywood
Why
stories.
you should never be surprised in Hollywood when they do shit like that.
Especially at a certain age.
Doesn't make it okay.
It doesn't. But it doesn't mean you go into Hollywood super clueless.
Right, naive.
And you don't
right.
even have to, and I don't mean like you have to be like just not disgruntled, but on guard for every dude you meet, but just have a little bit of pessimism and consciousness in the back of your mind, like, hey, this dude or producer, director who's asking me to
Might
come
be a
into this
fucking
room
perv, right.
may or may not be a person. So let
It's
me
like
just go
Kiva
with,
said, right? In the last episode.
go
when we
with
had it
caution.
Yeah.
Wait, was she big already before?
No,
that?
this was like
No.
her first.
and that's
major
where
thing.
they easily take advantage of girls. is when
That's
they're-
fucked
yeah.
up part because
Yeah.
she probably knew like,
Yeah,
well, if I say no, like
exactly.
This
That's-
could ruin
it's
my
like
career.
a lose
yeah.
lose.
That's how they do it. And I've known that, I've known that since high school. But it doesn't
It doesn't make it right, but
it
it
doesn't
is
make it
fucked up,
right, but I have a weird thing where I just can't seem to comprehend anybody past the age of 21 to go into Hollywood and not know that there are
weirdos,
yeah.
or there's going to be requests.
I think at anywhere you go, not just
Exactly.
Hollywood. Yeah,
But Hollywood and the music industry is
such a
huge
big,
on that.
It's like a magnet for fucking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the
Weirdos
more
and,
people
skip
come out
skags and scallywaps.
exactly. The more people come out saying this person was a jerk or a perv or did nasty things, it was like, how many times do you have to be, or how many times you have to be informed
You have to hear it, right?
for
Like,
you to go, okay, I'm going into an industry that's kind of sketchy and wild. Let's just make sure I'm on my game for every person I
This
meet.
is actually what most atheists continue to use as an argument against religion when they look, in particular, like the Roman Catholic religion, where it's like they're like, look, and I'm not saying that I believe or don't believe. What I'm saying is that that's the first argument they go to. They go, look, all these people, they continue to be religious and this and that and support a religion. It's one thing for you to believe what you believe, and that's fine. It's another to continue to donate and to help fund a system that clearly has defended pedophiles, right?
Yeah.
Like they just move them into a higher seat of office, and it's
And
like,
the Inquisition.
That's not even, plus all the fucking crusades,
plague.
yeah.
There's a lot more they've done. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, yeah.
like all of that shit, right? And it's very similar to the thing where it's like, first of all, why are you continuing to support it? Just like if we really have that problem with Hollywood, why are we continuing to support those people,
Mhm.
right? And somehow we do it, and it's because I want my salvation, or I want my career.
There's money involved.
Right,
Yeah.
I want my career, which is technically my salvation.
Yeah.
I think money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Money. It does. Yeah. Crazy.
Have you
shit.
come across in anything that you've noticed, or better question is there things that you know that you think other people should know, and you're like, how come you don't know that?
He's like, man,
That's no. I know what you're asking.
Yeah.
But
Is it too broad?
Yeah, because I feel like there's a lot of things. Like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, like I wish I knew that you have to change your oil when it's at 20% life.
Ah,
You know?
yes.
But I guess it depends on what you mean.
And well, I mean that is the thing. A lot of people don't know how to change a tire, change it. There's some things that you should know how to do that you spend too much money on.
actually, I was going to ask you guys.
What?
I recently
I'll
noticed
change your
that
tire.
They right now.
Look at that, Jack.
hey. Air filters. Fucking Jiffy Lube charged me like $80 to change my air filter.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was like some
That
ridiculous.
sounds like a scam.
It is.
And then like 2 weeks later, I was like, why does my car smell so weird? And I feel like they didn't even do it right.
Why does my car not brake anymore?
Yeah,
You know, like,
I know.
yeah.
Changing air. Okay, just I like fixing things to make the engineer part of me, but I have to say real quickly just to make sure everyone knows this. On most cars, changing an air filter is like changing a battery. You open up the hood of your car,
You take it
if
out.
you know how to do it. It's pretty obvious because it's a big box.
Right.
It's never really a small piece of
Right.
equipment, and it's usually located near your engine. And you just pop it open, you pull it out because it's not really tied down by anything except the enclosure of the box. You replace the air filter, and then you
that's
close the box, and then that's it.
Motherfuckers.
Does the guy
man.
charge you $80 for
Yeah,
that?
and I was
Yeah.
like, maybe it's the cost of the air filter itself. Or
Air filters should be
like
I'm trying to
$20.
kind of. I think mine costs 35 or something. I don't know.
Right,
I
but
don't
it's
know.
not
I don't know.
$80, right?
No, it's not $80.
Fuck
If you spend
me,
more
man.
than 50 to change or replace your air filter,
I went there expecting to pay like $60 because I like the fact that they vacuum my car too.
unless
And
you
I
got a
was like, all right.
Maserati. Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
Dude,
shit,
but I
don't
was
know.
like, I paid like altogether for the oil change and the air filter. I was like, motherfucker.
Well, you got an oil change. Oil changes are usually like $20-$30.
I have synthetic.
And
synthetic
yeah.
oil,
$30. I got a coupon for $90, and I thought that was a good deal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I literally have to change my oil. So
Oh,
that's all I can think about.
my
and-
bad. I changed my own oil. So
Keenan's a real man.
See, yeah, I wish I knew how to do that. Yeah.
yeah, you get kind of dirty, but
When did you realize you were a real man, Keenan?
I still have not figured that out yet. When I eventually get laid.
Hey ladies,
Now
I
that-
can change oil.
Now, see, I thought being a real man meant like paying your bills, making sure you're healthy, exercise, clean.
That's
Like,
just being an adult, man.
yeah, I thought that was being a real man. And then another part of me,
What does it mean to be a real fucking man?
I don't
you know?
I don't fucking know. I thought it was kind of like Joe, where like you're very confident. That means you're a real man.
Wait, who's Joe?
Oh, the
Joe's
other host that isn't here.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
we
Because I've
fired
heard that
him,
a lot of
sorry.
times. And
Yeah, Joe's
like,
fired.
okay,
Yeah, he's not here
okay.
anymore, so he doesn't.
Yeah, he's a
You're sitting in
schoolboy.
Joe's seat.
I thought you were calling him
Schoolboy
Joe. 'cause-
bitch.
No. Well, he kind of plays both characters.
I
He
kind of
likes to
I
act.
can be Joe, but I'm also Philly.
Yeah, his dick's too big to be Joe.
That's
so,
true.
yeah.
Joe's a little dick bastard.
So what did Joe do that you said?
Oh, the confidence and swagger like presented a certain amount that you present kind of
He has
Is
sort of an alpha male vibe.
and that's from what I've known from other people telling me, not my own knowledge and basic of experience. Because what from people tell me since I was a kid, it's you're a man when your balls drop, you're a man when you grow hair.
It always
you're-
changes. Yeah.
You're a man when you have sex for the first time.
Your man's like-
Masculinity is hard, isn't
It's
it?
like-
It's
Yeah.
like
There's no clear definition,
no.
so it's like,
No.
oh, you did all this that we already told you to do.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have $1 million, so you're not a man.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought owning a house and having a car and all that stuff meant you're a man and all that stuff. Is like,
I recently jumped onto Tinder, dude, and
Yeah.
every other girl's like, if you're not a billionaire or if you're not 6'3",
Mhm.
don't even swipe right. I'm like, well, fuck.
That's only
Wow.
like 5 guys in the world.
and it's always
Billionaires
some girl,
over 6'3",
Yeah,
like,
it's
yeah,
always some
that's
girl that's like not even all that. I'm like,
very
yo,
small niche.
who the fuck are you?
do you want to hear the crazy counter to that? I
What?
was just recently told, and I had a great conversation with both my other roommates in the sense that now there's a posting on, I think it's Bumble, where the guys would tell the girls, you have to impress me like a lot before I will respond to your message. So the Bumble is when girls have to send the first message.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
But the guys are now saying in their bio, if you really want me to talk to you, you have to impress me a lot, like a lot. And my two roommates were like, "This is so messed up," and guys are such jerks. And eventually I was like, "Whoa! These are certain guys that are on this. Not every single guy on Bumble saying that." But I was saying in a counteract, just to play devil's advocate and kind of understand, is like maybe at some point in their lives they ran across a lot of these women like you just had on Tinder that are like, you have to really impress me in order to do something, and they're trying to show you how it feels.
Like,
we
it's
don't do
just-
that.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Honestly, it's crazy because that would mean I could go in there and be like, if you don't have double D's, intelligence, a college degree, and this and that, and whatever, no children, and what like if it's not like I'm just like, yo, I just want to meet somebody who's like I can fucking talk to first.
Who's an adult.
before
Yeah.
before we
Can
even
think for
go any
themselves.
further, like
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of, it's weird because I am under the impression that there are a lot of dudes who like anyone who'll fuck you, like fuck it, I'll take it. But I've come to the point where I've realized sex is more trouble than it's worth.
You agree to that?
It's definitely trouble. Yeah.
Like for me, honestly, if I don't even want to be seen in public with you, like if I don't think that I could have a conversation with you and want to walk around with you and talk to you, like I'm not that fucking desperate, man. Sex is not all that. Not for me.
Well, once you have a dry spell like me over here, all right, I've been living in the Sahara Desert for the last like a long ass time. But you would kind of agree with what Philly's saying in the sense of like it's not that important.
Well, I guess it just depends even on like friendships. Like
okay.
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I'm the one that's always driving places. I'm the one doing all the work. I'm the one that's always hitting you up. Like, dude, is this even like a friendship or it's a relationship either
Okay.
way, boy, friend or
Yeah.
girlfriend,
That's a
boyfriend.
fact.
Yeah, and you gotta like want to be there.
Have you experienced that yourself? Like, do you remember the last time you constantly were doing stuff for the other person, like driving, buying food,
Pretty much
movies?
every fucking
I don't
time.
know.
Well, I do it all the time
do?
because I
Okay,
just I'm that person.
Yeah.
But now I'm realizing like, maybe I should stop doing it so much.
Ah,
And
okay.
and I've just been like for the past like 2 weeks, just
Okay.
chilling like solo. Like on the
Yeah.
weekends, I'll come here, get work done,
Right.
and and then I go home, pass out like 9 p.m. sometimes. But it was a productive day, and I didn't feel bad that I didn't hang out with friends and go out.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
find it how level on the importance scale, just based on what I think I just heard, do you think friendship is? Let's just say for the purpose of this conversation, with a female, just friends. Like,
What do you mean?
is it important to have female friends?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You need both. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's important to actually dedicate some time, right, to said female friends. Or
Ironically, actually, what happened is when I was in high school, college, growing up, all of my focus party was friends, right?
okay.
And that didn't pay off well. I mean, I still have some great friends that I still keep in contact with.
Yeah.
But my shift has gone from hanging out with friends to hanging out with family, which I always thought was like lame. But as I gotten older, I realized, hey, I like this better because I don't have to, put on like a show almost and
Okay.
fucking tour guide over here trying to make everyone have a good time. Hey, are you having a good time? Are you having a good time? Are you having a
Did
good
you
time?
make it sound like
And,
that?
Like it's
a-
your fucking, like responsibility.
Yeah.
But when you're hanging out with family, you can just be more yourself, and they already know you. There's no need to impress or do anything, and
Yeah.
it's a whole different vibe. And that's what I've shifted from, like friends to family.
I like the way you put the voice on that. you
Oh,
said,
yeah.
"Are you having a good time?" You sound straight up like a DJ at a strip club.
Like a fucking yeah.
Are you having a good time?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Are you not?
No, but there is that pressure. There is that pressure of like when you go out with certain crowds, you suddenly feel like you have to turn it on, whatever that is, right? Where really there are certain people where you could just kick back, throw your feet up, and tell them to fuck you to their face, and you guys are still hanging out.
Can you do that with females? Can you have a female just a friend?
I'm
kind of
working
thing,
on
like,
that right now.
without any sort of sexual tension whatsoever, and be able to tell them "fuck you" to your face, kind of thing.
The sexual, I'm a big believer that attraction is not a choice. I'm a big believer in that. Like, I'm not saying giving into attraction isn't a choice, because obviously you always have the consent and the choice. But what I'm saying is feeling attracted to someone isn't a choice. Like if somebody's attractive, the tension is there.
Yeah,
You know?
it's either there or it isn't. Like you can't make it.
Damn.
That's a fact. Like it's kind of a thing, but the thing is, attraction can also die almost in an instant.
Yeah. So what's the clear examples for you both that that other person's attracted to you? Like what gives it away for you?
You want to go on that one first? Because I've got something that's abstract.
I think I'm fucking clueless still.
Okay.
Like the more I learn about it, the more I'm fucking clueless.
Yeah, Philly tells
Like-
me all the time, like if the girl points her toe towards the moon at a 45-degree angle, that means she's interested. I'm like, what?
Only during the fall.
Only during the
Yeah,
fall.
there's all
The
that shit,
summer
right? Like,
solstice, yeah.
and if Mercury's in retrograde,
Well,
then, there's nothing you can do.
No.
Well, I think the main thing for me I've just realized is
Yeah.
whenever I didn't know how to handle it. I think most situations it's because I was not clear in being able to communicate it.
Ah.
Yeah, a lot of the issues came from myself,
Oh, okay.
but I didn't realize I was causing them. So I'm like, why the fuck is every girl I'm dating, they're all bitches? And it's like, well, for some reason I'm attracted to bitches.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But
Yeah.
and then I didn't realize until I looked inward.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sure a lot of the stuff that I think are
the bitch
That
was
was-
always inside you.
yeah, I just
That
love
was
bitches.
low key profound. You were like,
Yeah.
and then I just decided to look inward.
Yeah. And then I realized like
I am the bitch.
something about my upbringing, I love bitches.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like
Hey
especially
man, I love bitches too.
yeah.
That's
Let's all
gonna be the
agree.
name of this episode.
I love bitches too.
I love bitches.
I love bitches
Yeah,
too.
Oh my god.
That was gold.
Yeah.
Dude. That one section was worth the entire podcast.
Just make a sound clip of that. Yeah.
I love bitches too.
That's real, man. Because no attraction. Okay, look, I would throw all the rules out and just say, simply put, man, if you guys look at each other,
Where is this going?
no,
I'm looking at them both.
no, not
Looking
at
you
Phil, looking at
guys.
him.
We're doing it.
If you and the person you're essentially attracted to, if you guys look at each other and they look back at you for a second without them saying anything, and it's more of a where you guys are using literally the moment to say something that you're not saying, but it doesn't feel awkward. It almost feels like, fuck, somebody's got to make a move. Like that moment.
That's when you know you have
That's
to make
called
a move.
sexual tension.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right. And that's different from awkward tension where you're the one staring at them and you're like, and they're like, why are you looking at me like that?
So who's supposed to stare at who?
Them going, why are you looking at me like that?
That's
and
when you know.
She's probably not into you, right?
Yeah.
Versus them going, why are you looking at me like that? Those are two different things. And the thing is, even then, you can't be sure.
Right. That's where I come in.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to let myself and other people know. It's like it's not 100%.
And a safe bet to know if they're comfortable enough with you, maybe even making an effort.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that something's going to happen from it, but even just making the effort, well, they'll be okay with it, is to, I mean, you know, everyone's going to hear this, but like, I don't know, if you like how pretty their hair is, let them know and try to reach to just like, you know, I mean, there are certain people you just don't touch their hair, right? But
Why are you looking at me? Is this a black thing?
No,
no.
Not just, no, there's some
You
people,
can always touch
there are
my
certain,
hair. Oh, okay.
there are certain people you just don't do that to.
Yeah.
But you've got to break the barrier at some point somewhere in a reasonable and respectful way. Whether look at the Beatles, right? I want to hold your hand. Just go for that for a second and do it in a way where like you read the room, obviously, and then put it to test your hypothesis. The hand is a safe bet. And if the answer is no, the answer is no. Right. But man, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's getting tough out there because even if the answer was yes, they might change their mind halfway through and say no, and you got to respect that too.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is now, which is why I'm saying, honestly, at this point in my life, I've realized it's probably just better than me just focus
to change
on
the subject.
Fucking
just talk about like
just anything, because at this point, honestly, unless they're the ones coming at you super crazy, you should probably just focus on getting your money, man.
Are you cool with that? Like if a girl comes at you like more than you expect, like this never happens to me, you're just like,
you know what? Lot, like probably half the relationships I've been in has been the girl making a move, and I think it's just because I'm fucking oblivious.
Okay.
Yeah.
It helps me understand a little bit better in the sense of I'm a clueless dude too. I'm trying to pick up more on the cues as much as possible, but I don't know. It's just if there's a certain way, if I feel like, and this might happen to a lot of dudes who are like overly polite or the quote unquote nice guy, the more we're accommodating to like being respectful, the less we're going to try and test the waters to see if you actually really like us or not, which is why it's easier if you're the one doing the testing.
Remember we talked about this when Kiva was here for that. We had like a 9-person podcast. It was hard to record.
Nice. Yeah.
And we had differing opinions, and there was one in particular who's also more experienced and super awesome, big supporter of the show. Hopefully she's recovered. I know she hurt her clavicle or something like that, right?
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Maybe I did know that. I was paying attention. I should know that.
Clueless, huh? No.
God. Oh yes, I do. Yes, I know who you're talking about. Yes.
So, but she was saying that like she actually likes it when like a guy kind of like goes for it and like, you know, kind of takes her, you know, that kind of thing. But the thing is, that's not popular consensus. There's like the complete opposite. Some of them don't want you to even like,
they want you to ask,
and you don't even know the
in.
difference.
Right.
And then if you ask, can I just go for it?
Then that's
then
not
it turns it on.
attractive either.
Yeah. So you can't fucking win. Yeah.
So basically, cut your dick off. Focus on getting money. Because what do they say? You can lose women. No, you can lose money chasing women, but you can never lose women chasing money.
There you go. Do you chase
Damn,
money
who the
yourself?
fuck said that?
He said what?
like I've never heard that before.
For real? Yeah.
I wonder if there's an opposite.
It's like an old pimp saying.
Do you think there's a saying like that for men that women get told? Like if you're chasing men, you blah blah blah.
No.
Fries before guys, I've heard.
Oh yeah. Fries before guys. I like that as a title too.
You know what I'm beginning? Okay, so and maybe this is me me being bitter and jaded at this point now, but I really, really, really fucking wish that like I knew about this earlier. I used to be in a place where there was two different types of girls for me, right? There was the girl I wanted to date, right? And then there was the girl that I just wanted to fuck. And I'm saying that on air, like, you know, like that's just how my mind used to work.
Ladies, if you like to just fuck, Philly's out there for you.
Right? But then I realized that kind of shit, like the just having sex thing, that can get really complicated because sex is actually fucking complicated, man.
It trips people out. I don't understand
why people... It changes everything.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, it's speechless right now because I don't understand why. Because I would hear certain wild stories like the guy or the girl would do some crazy shit that they never did before after they just had sex. Like they would show up at random places, or they would call multiple times, or they would think they're getting married or something like that. And it's like, what happened? Like, how is that dick so powerful that you now want to put a ring on it?
I don't know.
Or
I'll tell you, brother.
Only one way to find out.
Hey, all right, let me just bend over real quick. All of a sudden, you see me checking out rings at a store. Like, oh, this is weird from me and Philly.
I think he'd like this one.
I know.
It's weird, man.
And vice versa. I don't understand
Yeah,
how
it
there's
goes both
pussy's
ways.
so
Yeah.
great that the guy wants to like do everything. Same thing.
And I really feel like life is, especially in today's age, man, with like all the internet dating and everything. I really feel like it's so much healthier. Like, you never know who you're fucking with, man. And unless you've known them for many, many years and you guys are pretty clear on where you're at and you're like, hey, we're just doing this for just this, that's one thing. But if you just met this person, you don't know shit about them. You're like, you run a chance to get an STD. You also know who the fuck they know and what they could be connected to. They could rob you. I mean, but there are people out there that are willing to do whatever the fuck with whoever the fuck. And honestly, man,
Where are those people?
I've
at?
never
Let me
met
get-
any
I know.
of
Let me
those
get
women.
I know.
Like,
let me get the phone number to one of them real quick.
dude.
but yeah,
Have a conversation.
I've met
And-
guys like that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
at this point, honestly, at this point,
Yeah.
I would settle for having a fucking homegirl who I could every now and then go hang out and grab something to eat with, man. Just because it'd just be nice to hang out and have that energy. Because there's a certain energy, at least for me, that I get from hanging out with a girl that I don't get with my homies, which is like it's different. You know what I mean?
Isn't that everybody though? Your opinion? Wouldn't you want a girl like what Philly's describing? Like, doesn't every guy kind of want that? I don't know. I mean, let's just start with that question. What type of lady would you want? Is it like
Wow.
what Philly
He's like, wow.
Is it like what Philly described? Like just someone to just go out and have a coffee?
She has
and
to
hang out
have
and
double
chill?
D's, a bachelor's degree.
Where's
she has
my
to be
list?
5'18".
Way to bring it back. Yeah, knows how to go.
she has to
deep
really
down.
impress. Yeah, no gag reflex.
Wow, that's very specific.
I know, because he dated. No,
I'm
kidding.
gonna get so much hater mail after this episode.
He'll get more women going. Hey, I fit that profile.
Hey.
How about you? I'm trying to think of an answer.
Oh, you
I-
are?
I
For me,
don't.
it is on the same lines.
Double D's,
Double
no
D's,
gag
no,
reflex.
Just willing to go down every time. No. I'm pretty much down the same what Philly is, but I think I might have mentioned this before in the podcast. I know I did for sure in episode 3. So everybody go back to episode 3. But to sum it all up, for me, it's someone who does things in moderation. And hopefully it aligns with the same things I like to do in moderation. So say, for instance, an example, I like Star Wars. The girl that I want to be with doesn't have to fully like Star Wars as much as I do, but also wouldn't not want to watch it if I decide to watch it. Like I'm sitting on the couch and watching Star Wars. She's like, oh, look, you're watching Star Wars. Let me join you. And then she lays in my lap with the head, next to my belly, and I pet her head and we're watching Star Wars, drinking hot
And you
coffee.
start fucking.
I turn her head real slowly to the right, No, but I mean, like something
It
like
is
that.
nice to just lay down with somebody.
For me, it's simple. It's not all that crazy dick down stuff. I told a lot of people this too, where it's like I enjoy those moments where I'm on the couch and she's laying on the couch in my lap
Eating cheeseburgers together.
and it's kind of like a hangout thing, and we're enjoying the moment.
And this is a friend.
No, this
This
is
will be the woman you want to be
the
with.
woman I want to be with.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
that's
okay.
what I'm saying.
I
Like,
thought you asked friend. That's why.
oh no, I
okay,
tell other
okay.
friends. But to answer your question, I would like to do that, but not every day. So somebody in moderation. I like to go hiking. I don't want somebody that goes hiking every fucking
Their
day.
fucking life, yeah.
So, or does it like 4 times out of the month? To me, that's
A lot.
too much for me. Like once or twice out of the month, that's great, because there's other days of the month we can do something at the beach, or we can go out. Someone who's also active. The one thing that they can be in more than moderation is active. Something.
So she can be fine, super fine.
Well, that would be nice, but not active in the sense of athletic. Doing something.
Oh, just outgoing.
Yeah, I heard about this concert. Let's go check it out. Or I heard about this book signing thing. Let's go see that.
Someone
or
who likes
something
the
like
nightlife or just the general.
that. And date life too.
Okay.
Nightlife date,
Just
but
outside of their house.
yeah, outside of the house.
you don't want a homebody.
No, but again, moderation. I like watching Netflix
Sometimes
at
it is
home,
fun,
and
yeah.
I'll do stuff like that.
Ugh, make up your mind. You're so complicated.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's that would be mine. This is the wish list, right?
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
ideology.
Is your Amazon wish
Then
list?
I think
Yeah.
the only thing I can think of is
Yeah.
like I do like friends that call me out on shit.
Okay. So you want a girl that calls
very
you out on
few,
shit?
Very
Okay.
few of them that do, but
Yeah.
sometimes it hurts, but I'm like, oh, you're right, dude. Like, I'm being a dick right now. Thank you
Yeah.
for telling me because I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
So if a girl can do that, oh, that's great.
Speak to my ex.
Dope.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, man, like, and no, not that you guys fucking asked, but no.
Well, you already answered.
Yeah,
you
you
said the girl
you
that
started this.
No,
Yeah.
I was being really
Double
really-
D.
I know.
the
No
double
gag
Ds, no
reflex.
gag reflex. I think the most
5'4".
important thing for me is someone not necessarily who can call me out or but that they can challenge me to be better, like inspire me.
Okay, so that's in addition to what you said before, not the double D things, but prior to that,
I was being ridiculous about all
You
that.
said a down home girl that like
Yeah, you
hangs out.
did answer that before
Yeah.
you went there.
Yeah.
Oh, did I?
You were really.
Well, you're adding
yeah.
it to the list, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
one thing
well,
I guess
yeah,
one thing
yeah.
I forgot to add was
Yeah.
they have to be able to. For me, it would be important for me if they could challenge and inspire me because
Mhm.
so very few people do.
And I would like that too. A lot of the things you say, I feel like might be universal to most men, but maybe not. Did you make it?
No.
Oh, shout out to Ray for shooting that shot at Thanksgiving. He shot a shot during one of our speeches. Everybody applauded in silence because somebody was talking at the time, but nobody called it out on the show, so I'm calling it out
For
here.
context,
You said Thanksgiving? What?
Our noobs giving, new friends.
yeah, we had an episode with
guest
all
giving.
9
Okay,
people.
okay.
Yeah.
But for context, at the end of the podcast, we have a segment called Soapbox where we give people as long as they want to talk about whatever is important to them or some self promo, whatever, right? And I guess during that time when we had 9 of us, some people were fucking around in the background, and one of them was Ray, and he was like making a basket, and apparently he did.
Ray caught it. Sorry, he caught it in his mouth.
Oh wow!
But
Oh, you guys were
context,
shooting
Keenan.
grapes, huh?
They're
Yeah.
shooting- sorry,
They were
yeah.
shooting grapes
Let
at
me
each
say
other.
what we threw in his mouth first, and it was a grape.
Wow, Keenan! Wow.
Anywho,
So
back
I
to
wish
girls.
you know what, for
Yeah.
the listeners out there, when you listen to this, feel free to hit us up on the None of Our Business podcast IG and tell us what you think we may have overstepped on in terms of like, whoa, we're guys and look at us talking about girls, but also what you would like in a guy.
Well, I
you know?
feel like this has been somewhat not a girl bashing kind of thing. I feel like most of our answers are honest as possible and not like we hate women, but our honest opinion of what we thought and bringing out questions like, is this true for guys or girls? I mean, that's what I'm mostly trying to do that, at least for me.
Do you remember the moment that you finally like allowed, and I'm saying, do you allow yourselves to fall in love or do you decide to fall in love? No, wait, that's the same thing. Do you allow yourself to fall in love or do you find yourself in love?
Wow. Yeah, I think I just like, how the fuck did I end up here?
You find yourself
Yeah.
in love, huh? Okay, Keenan?
Yeah. Yes.
You find yourself in love?
Yes. Definitely. Yeah.
Fuck, I'm the other type. I allow myself to love. Isn't that weird?
But
So that's
I
like
don't know.
that's kind of like implying that we don't allow it.
yeah, we kind of do that too. I mean, that I don't know the way
But
that
no, but
phrasing
well,
of that question
explain. Like, what do you mean?
of allowing.
So, like, when it comes to relationships in general, right? Like in the romantic sense, I generally tend to have some reservation always for myself. Like a part of me is mine. You know what I mean? But in all the times that I can think, which is very few, maybe not even on 3 fingers, really, that I can count.
Or
that-
2.
Yeah, that I was.
Hey.
That's
3.
right. Where I could say, you know what? Okay, I might actually say I love you. It's always been like, okay, I'm gonna allow myself to go there. You know what I mean? Because it's one thing I can care about someone, but to take it to that next level and admit that, like that's for me. I have to allow that to happen. It's not like I don't just find myself, I'm so deep and like it's not how it happens to me. But problem is, the minute I allow myself, it has never led to a good thing. It always.
Oh, I was expecting some like positive story.
No.
Oh,
Every
is not a
time
supporter of
I
love.
finally do that,
Yeah.
it always
gone bad.
somehow goes south. And
So
if
don't
it's,
ever
it's
say
either
I love you.
no, it's either because I wait too long, or
Too soon?
or when I do finally open up and do that, the way in the fashion in which I do it, where my love goes, I think doesn't amount to something healthy.
Wait a
I'm not
minute.
sure. Those are
Can-
my suspicions.
Can you put a time limit on love?
Can you put a time limit on that? What do you
Yeah,
mean time
because you
limit?
said sometimes I say it too late. I'm like, come on. Is there such thing as too late to be able
Right.
to?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Like-
Yeah, I think so.
I think
Yeah.
that if there's such a thing as too early, there should be something as too late.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like those relationships,
Okay.
are like already done,
Yeah.
but they're just holding on. It's like it's
Hmm.
probably over. Like it can probably still be salvaged, but it's mostly over.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. But then again, what I'm also learning is just because you love someone doesn't mean that you guys have to be together. And that's a tough one. It's like
You mean like
you can still care about somebody and just know that you guys can't be together.
like friendship? Isn't that friendship?
Like not even as friends. Like you just know you guys don't help each other be better people in life. At least not when you're together. Maybe because of the experience that you guys had together, you can become better. But while hanging out, you don't bring out the best sides of yourselves.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds bad. That
Uh,
sounds toxic.
Yeah.
yeah.
know? And so that's why I'm saying, at least in my experience, anytime it's because it's always been either or. It's either been I really like genuinely don't really care about them like that.
Mm.
Or if I care about them, the minute I do, I'm usually pretty reserved about it because I know that eventually if I'm feeling this way, they probably feel this way too. And then they'll say that they actually like want to go in that direction. And I'm like, I don't know. Every time I've done this in the past, it's like,
Now, based on previous conversations we had, don't you think bringing stuff from the past as
it's not
to
fair.
the future
Totally,
because you're
totally.
manipulating the future from your past results?
At the same time, you have to learn from your experience, though, right? I mean,
it's there's no fucking ever right answer either
Yeah.
because you're both right.
Yeah.
Love is complicated, man.
Well, I get
And
told,
sex, it just makes it even more complicated.
yes, I don't get it. I don't know.
I don't know how I ever went through life thinking sex wasn't complicated because I think it is.
I think
I think some people can do that.
I
shit,
think
like,
people are complicated. Sex is not.
well, okay, I see what you're
That's
saying.
my stance. People are complicated, and then they use sex to help justify or not justify the complicationness of themselves. But to me, I don't think sex is really that complicated unless you're trying to do a wild position.
Wham bam, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, hanging upside down from the ceiling. It's not as easy as you think it looks.
Or the
people.
dirty Sanchez,
What was the one
the
you
rusty
did?
trombone.
What was the one that you didn't
trombone.
know?
I forget. You're the one that told
It
me.
was like a
man.
Portuguese breakfast.
Yeah, the
Or-
Portuguese breakfast.
Does that involve a cigarette?
Or there was another one you thought like
I don't
you
know.
never
But
heard
you
of
said
it
it to me
before.
and it blew me away. I was like,
did.
what?
It did, and it was a very simple thing. Oh fuck! I can't think of
He
it.
said a Portuguese breakfast. I've never heard of that one.
That's from
Why
Deuce
do you
Bigelow.
Why do you know all these positions, Keenan?
Uh,
Are you a crazy sex guy? Like you try different positions?
maybe. Do we need?
Hey,
Let's just say it would be nice to have a lady who's willing to try
New things?
other stuff that may seem out of the
What
ordinary.
about you, Ray?
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like for some people, that isn't out of the ordinary.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, if you don't want to have yourself lifted up with your legs spread, I might not be the guy for you.
Gotcha. You want
Yeah.
to pick them up, huh?
Yeah, I want to do all this, up against the wall, upside down, trying a swing set.
Underwater.
A swing set.
Underwater. I haven't done it underwater. I
That sounds
came
like
close.
a sex position. The underwater swing set.
Yeah, dude. There's one where there's like a table with the hole in it. And the lady sits on top of the table, and you have to sit underneath. And
Oh
Yeah.
man.
It's gotta be a small table. Are you standing?
well, no, yeah, you're like laying flat on your black. on your back.
Whoa, Keenan, why's it gotta be black? The reverse cowgirl is a fun one. The reverse
Yeah.
cowgirl, that's a fun one.
Although I prefer it where I can see and manipulate stuff with my hands and my
The
face.
titties. Is
So if
that
you're
what referring
facing
to?
away from me, but then doggy style is great because then you can cup them while they're
Right,
underneath.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really wish I could remember the name of the one that I told you.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a funny name to say too.
Is it safe to say that all three of us
bump.
here have at least had our heart broken once?
Yes, but I didn't make it seem like my heart was broken. It really was, but I kind of held it in.
It'd be sad if the answer was no.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you
I-
have to feel that.
I almost
once.
feel like it's like a rite of passage, like to have your heart broken as a
Can you have
dude.
your heart broken without having sex with somebody?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wish
sure.
it happened to me in like 6th grade. I wish it happened later.
Oh yeah.
Probably fucked me up. Yeah, yeah. I don't think I was able to handle it in 6th grade.
Damn. I see. I got myself fucked up in that era, but before 6th grade, I did some wild stuff in elementary school
Whoa.
and like stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing in elementary school as a kid in like first grade or kindergarten.
That shit sounds crazy, Keenan. What
It
are you
was
talking
wild.
about?
We should.
Probably
How old
not.
were you?
I must have been 7, 8 years old.
And you were already banging people?
And you're gonna describe banging another
Pretty damn
7-year-old?
close, man.
Oh.
It was wild.
Damn.
Yeah, well, they weren't like way younger than me or older. Although I
It's
did.
like, yeah, I was banging my kindergarten teacher, bro.
Funny enough, everybody says, you know, those teachers who are banging their students. I know. Obviously, I can understand people saying you can't fully understand what you are. And
There were some teachers in high school I would have totally banged.
And that's what I'm
man.
saying. I tell people, you don't know my mental state when I was in junior high. Like I'm pretty sure if I had sex with my teacher or whatever teacher that I thought was hot in junior high or high school, I wouldn't be as phased up as you might think I am.
I think it's different when it's like older guy teachers trying to fuck
yeah.
junior
But
high girls.
Some people
Dude,
are,
I think it'll fuck you up. You might end up
Yeah.
a serial killer. Like,
and there's all those
Yeah.
stories about the kid getting this girl pregnant who was like 20 years older than him and stuff like that. But I've always been into older women since high school. Like,
okay, but you're talking about when you were like 7.
Oh, what I did when I was 7? No, we were the same age and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
no.
Yeah, you guys were playing doctor. Okay.
A little close. Yeah, something like that.
House.
I didn't go past shortstop. Let's say that.
Okay.
But I got pretty damn close to third.
Because you're a gentleman.
Yes. And
That's right.
as a young kid, I've always respected the wishes. If any girl said stop, even to current today, midway through, I stopped. I definitely got a lot of blue balls in my recent years, and it was. I didn't make it a big deal. I might have, did my old man grunt like, "Ah," but it didn't.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal to stop. I know plenty of dudes who say they wouldn't stop, but they'll just keep going. And it's like, are you serious? Like what? Like it's not. Same thing for even busting nuts. It's like when people say I didn't know I was gonna come or
The
something
American
like that.
pastime.
Yeah, it's like when you're gonna
Busting.
Yeah, when
That's
it's
true.
weird.
You do know.
Yeah.
Some people may not be able to handle it and hold before they pull out. That's for sure. But
Oh yeah, now that is difficult when you know you're about to nut and
I
you
didn't
try to
know
pull out
that
at the
that's like
same
a
time.
real condition. Like some people really. I mean,
But
it's
you
a
know
real-
when you nut. You know when you nut. That's a guarantee. Any guy who says he doesn't is a lying piece of shit.
Yeah. for
Yeah.
sure. You
Yeah.
know what I've never tried is Viagra. Have you guys ever
You
tried
don't
that
need,
shit?
you're what? You're like 30s.
No,
you
no,
don't need
but like,
Viagra.
but there are some people who just take that shit
And
just
try
to-
it?
just to get like. To,
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no problem getting my dick hard.
I'm
so-
I'm scared of like taking
gust of
it
wind
and
will
then,
fucking
a
hell
gust of wind.
yeah.
I feel
Fucking
like-
when
I'm
Joe
scared
grabs
of,
my
like,
thigh, I get a hard on.
Oh God, Joe's probably gonna hear this and he's like, "Oh."
He's like, I
fuck.
knew it.
I'm just like scared of like 8 hours in, my shit is still like because that's a medical, that's a medical condition.
Yeah.
At that point.
Why can't they just limit it to like a 1 hour thing? Why does it have to be 4 hours?
I don't
Like
know,
what?
man. I
That should have
know,
been a side effect. We're like, this is not working. Let's retry this product.
which is crazy, man.
I had a roommate in college or a friend in college who told me they're like, oh,
They tried it.
I got my dad's Viagra. We're gonna fuck all night. But I'm pretty sure, knowing that guy, like he's not gonna be able to have sex without it now.
Oh,
He really gets into things. Like when he first started drinking, he got really into drinking.
Wow.
And then like I think that's kind of the danger of it. Oh, now that you know what sex with Viagra is like, assuming it's amazing, I don't
Right.
know. I don't know what it really does, but you're gonna always want it. Or for some people.
right. The high is never.
It's
the
like now
same.
that you know what it is like,
Yeah.
when you're doing it without it, you're gonna be like, I should have.
Interesting. That doesn't really
Yeah.
happen to me with weed or alcohol. People think you need to drink more alcohol to get more drunk. It's like, no, there's a good limit for me.
Oh,
and I'll
yeah.
get fucking drunk.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that.
I feel like Viagra is like besides the point. Like I feel like it's backwards. Guys are thinking wrong. It's not about how hard. I mean,
Or
sure,
how long.
but it's about like how wet is she and can you continue to keep her wet? I mean, this is my opinion. Obviously, I'm like totally just putting my shit out there. Like,
I thought it was to get you hard. Like if you couldn't get hard, you take Viagra to
Yeah.
get hard.
Exactly.
yeah, but I'm
Right?
saying that we invented like a get hard pill, but we didn't invent like a get wet pill. You know what I mean?
It's old white dudes who did this shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to hook the ladies up and keep them going. Not that most ladies probably don't need it though.
That's what I've heard so many women say. I have no
Eucalyptus.
problem getting wet. Yeah. You just have to be the right dude to do it right.
That's right.
Hey, which I'm not. Oh.
1-800 get wet.
Get wet. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's fucking. I don't
There
know.
should be a pill so that it doesn't.
It's
make
called the
us-
morning after pill, Keenan.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Like it's like a birth control for dudes, but it's a pill. So we take a pill, and we
And it
don't.
makes you poof out dust instead. Shooting blanks for one day.
I wonder if that hurts because I'm used to obviously something coming out when I nut, but if nothing comes out, I wonder if it like the muscles rub up against one another and it just like causes a sharp pain. I'm like,
Oh God, I don't even want to think about it, dude. Oh,
because I think, damn, I'm trying to remember if I ever did nut and nothing came out. Like I busted a nut like
if
5,
you
6
had
times,
so many, yeah.
and then on the 7th time I just couldn't produce anything, and I was like, I could feel it, but I don't know. I can only nut like 3 times in a day, like 3 or 4 times. I can't nut any farther than that.
That's a lot.
No,
That's a lot.
more than 3 nuts. Yeah.
I think I had read
not a
somewhere
porn
that
star.
after I think it was 2 or 3 ejaculates from if a man ejaculates more than 3 times, it starts to eat up the neurons in the head that
Like sucks the brain out.
yeah
What?
like
Piece of brain. Oh.
you begin.
Sorry, that's my
you-
memory right there. Let me put that back in.
You go from releasing dopamine to releasing things that make you depressed instead.
Really? If you
Yeah.
keep nutting.
Yeah.
Damn. So
So if you're like
Wow.
addicted to like porn and like
Yeah.
masturbation, like after a certain number, you start to get onset depression instead of actually
Now,
being healthy.
does that happen for women too? Because they can have multiple orgasms in like.
I don't know. I've been reading
work
this
the same
other
way?
book. I've been reading this book, like it's like an Eastern medicine book, and it talks
Ah.
about like the women's sexuality and
Okay.
how they actually have a more balanced
So they can handle
body.
that.
There's something,
multiple-
there's something
yeah.
about like where they're at is more on the emotional plane than the
Mhm.
sexual plane.
Mhm.
Like, not that they can't be sexual. What I'm saying is like their energy really it comes from like an emotional plane. But I'm not a woman. I can't verify.
Yeah,
that,
we're
you
not
know what I
women.
mean?
So
For sure, though, I know that if I have enough sex, I start being like super sleepy or tired or whatever. Like, I'm not saying the first or second or third round, but anything after that, I start getting real fucking
Damn, you have
sleepy.
fifth and 6th rounds over there, Philly? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, damn. Ladies, Philly can go 5 to 6 rounds.
Party, fiesta.
I had friends tell me that they would like fuck for like an hour or 2, and I'm like, an hour or 2?
Nah,
A straight thrust?
Yeah. I was like, what? You gotta be
dude.
lying.
No way, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if they probably can, but they're probably not doing something.
That's
right
why I
then,
do
man.
foreplay for at least 15 to 20 minutes. Because
Yeah,
I'll like pound it out for 5, and that's all I that's all you
He
get.
got so many strokes before it's over.
You gotta excel somewhere else.
I know.
He said, but I perfected the other craft.
Yeah.
I get down there and I make sure it's taken care of.
Yeah, do you support that going down on ladies? That's my ending tagline, but it's only because a lot of times in conversations that I have with women, they say the guy doesn't go down or he doesn't do it right or blah blah blah, and it's like, for me, my perspective is why is it? There shouldn't be a big deal going down on women.
That actually reminds me of a Louis episode
Yeah.
where he hooks up with this girl he just met at a bar,
Mm.
and she goes down on him, and he's like, "Oh, thank you, I really needed that." And then she takes off her pants, and it's like, "Now it's my turn."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, actually, I don't really know you. I don't think I should do that. It's a little too intimate."
Oh,
So he
shit.
doesn't eat her out.
Ah.
But then she bullies him and like forces him to eat her out.
yeah.
And I think
Damn.
I think the whole point of that is just that, like, oral sex in general is pretty intimate.
Right.
But like, for some reason it's like frowned upon. I don't really know.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
It's very French.
Well, it's also thinking of the black community. We're kind of known, as far as I've seen around, is that a lot of black dudes don't go down on girls. A lot of white dudes do, but I don't know where that came from.
I don't know. I've never heard of that, but I can see like you definitely should go down. Here's the thing though. That's why I say like I'm at a point where I'm not just trying to fuck with anybody either.
Mhm.
Like I want to start. I used to be so gung ho and headstrong and kind of a hoe,
He
back-
says "used to" as in quotations, like within the last 5 minutes.
No.
Used.
But
Yeah.
as time moves on, I'm beginning to realize there's some things you want to know about people, not just like their health and whether or not they're like, they don't have STDs, things like that, but also just like, do you even want to deal with these people? I don't know, man. Like maybe I might be blowing it out of proportion, but I really have come to this conclusion that sex is a lot more complicated, or people are a lot more complicated, and sex is one way of unlocking those complications.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Like even anything remotely sexual, you know, like it doesn't have to just be intercourse. It could be foreplay of a little more advanced kind, and still like it changes things.
Liking, I mean, haven't you both met as myself someone who wouldn't even let you like see them in a bra or something like that, and then all of a sudden you have sex, and then now they're taking shits with the door open.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
Okay.
You know what's crazy is I never got to any point in a relationship where we were taking shits in front of each other. At least not me.
Yeah, neither have I. Not with anyone.
I just meant the doors open. It's not like brushing your teeth while she's taking a dump.
I'm gonna take a shit while you take a shower. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been there with like they'll pee while I'm like, you know, about to take a shower. Or
You have that happen?
Yeah.
That happened to me. I was definitely grossed out, and I was like, what the fuck? Why you? I mean, I know it goes down the drain.
What I haven't done is like when people fart in front of each other. I be holding my shit in, man.
You're doing it wrong, man.
What's it called? Is it called a French breakfast or something like that? Where
Belgian breakfast.
where you like you shit and you put the covers over the person.
No.
Oh, Dutch oven.
Dutch oven. Yeah.
No, dude.
I don't think you want to shit on the bed though.
No, dude. Fuck that.
No.
I'm sorry. I have to admit, I always hold farts in. And I'd be like, what the fuck if someone farted in front of me, honestly.
Did you ever see not Old School, was it Will Ferrell and Step Brothers? There's a funny outtake. I'm not sure they said in the movie, but the most hilarious outtake, you gotta watch it. I'm gonna paraphrase because it's gonna come out wrong, but he made one of his lines was he was talking about how great he was and how many times he had sex. He was like, ever fart in a girl's face while you're doing it? And they cracked up. They couldn't finish the line because it was so stupid to say something like that. It was hilarious.
That's usually how Will Ferrell movies are.
Yeah, but that reminded me of it. Like,
I mean, have you guys ever actually farted in front of like someone you were dating?
I have, but not in front of their face or anything. Like,
no, like obviously not in their face, but you guys were hanging out. All of a sudden you farted.
I'm in the room. I think it was funny that she farted.
Yeah, you guys have?
Yeah, I definitely
have. Oh, she farted too?
Yeah.
I think it was like in college.
Have they farted in front of you too?
No, actually, I tried to hope that they would to balance things out.
Yeah. Oh, but they
well, think about it. Like, this is the first
you
time.
said to balance, to make things right in the universe again.
Balance that ledger. Like, I can't be the only one. You know?
Yeah.
But
wait,
like,
did it accidentally slip out?
It was the first time I like ever slept in a bed with a woman.
Oh yeah.
I've had sex, but I've never like let's go to sleep now in the same bed.
Yeah.
So in college, that's usually when people kind of first do that.
Yeah.
And this girl's sleeping over, and I'm like, oh, like, well, like, you're not gonna go back? Like, okay, like, sleep over, fine. And then it's like, after a certain hour, it's usually like my time. Like, okay, I do whatever I need to do, read.
Yeah.
And we're watching a movie, and I just farted, and I was like, oh fuck. And like, it just, I didn't see it coming.
Neither did she.
Yeah. And I was just like,
it just slipped out.
dude, I was just like, I'm not gonna mention
the butt
it.
cheeks. I'm coming out whether you like it or not.
Yeah, I just pretended it didn't happen. I just kept going. Luckily, it was like, it didn't smell. It just,
okay. It didn't have weight or mass to it. It was
but
like,
yeah, it definitely happened. And like, after it happened, I was like sweating. Yeah, I was sweating.
dude,
like,
I can't. I sometimes would have. It must be. It has to be. Sometimes I would fart and or shit, and it would smell like petroleum.
What?
I'm
You
like
shit? You shit petroleum?
Wait, what?
Apparently, I kid you not. There would be times where I would shit or fart, and it would smell like
a
propane, like
like
ethanol.
a fucking Jiffy Lube.
I smell propane and propane accessories.
Yeah, and I was like, God damn. I was like, I know it must be something I'm eating, but it's like
You go to a doctor?
I probably should, because this is pure ethanol coming out of my ass cheeks.
That's not good.
No, fully processed without any sort of additives. It's bad. It was bad. I was like, I just sit. It's funny because I was standing there and just question.
That wasn't me, right? Like,
So if you see me and I'm just staring out in the universe, I'm like,
you farted in front of them and it smelled like that.
I would announce it like, damn, why does it smell like like grade 8? Like,
must be an open sewer somewhere. Let's go, honey.
Is that asphalt?
oh yeah, it's funny. It's only on occasion. I think it's a lot of times when I eat super healthy. When I eat super healthy, that happens. Like, it's like, wow.
Smells like magnesium.
Magnesium does not. smell good.
Magnesium fluoride. It's like a fucking
Dude. No, I've had to fart really, really fucking bad. I'd be like, oh, I'm getting like stomach cramps.
and you hold it in. That's what kills you.
And then I'm like,
Give you
hold on,
ulcers,
I
man.
gotta go to
That's
the
how
bath.
Hendrix died. Yeah.
Shit from holding in a fart.
Yeah.
I was
Dude,
like,
it's- you don't want to do that.
One of the greatest.
You can't be serious.
Dude,
I'm looking at your
it's
face and it
dangerous.
sounds like you're serious. I'm like, what?
It's not.
Jimi
It's
Hendrix.
deadly. Nah, man. I would be like, I need to go to the bathroom. Excuse me, and then
Yeah.
even then I'd be like trying to like lightly let
Just
it go.
like in the other room.
Dude, what do you think about those people who like let it rip? And I mean, you're not supposed to be in the bathroom. I know I get to bathroom, but it's like, come on, dude. Like,
Oh, when you're in stalls.
when you're in the stalls and some dude's just letting it
You
go.
know what? I used to have a thing, but then
No
I
shame.
realized, hey, dude, this is the time where you just like
That's what you
It is.
do in the restroom.
It is. But
you kind of got to just give people the pass.
it's
dude.
hard not to laugh because I'll laugh and then my shit comes out like I can't laugh while I pee or shit, or else it's just
Okay,
problems.
What really is I can't stand is like if you're using the restroom
Yeah,
and there's some guy taking a shit and there's
Yeah.
a bunch of people doing their business
yeah.
and then you see a guy brushing his teeth for like 20 minutes.
Oh.
And it's like, dude, don't you know all the shit particles in the air? Why are you in here? Like,
Yeah.
There's always that
Yeah.
one guy who's on a business trip and doesn't have time to do it
Doesn't
anywhere
have-
else.
Yeah.
oh, and I always just feel so bad for that guy brushing his teeth. I'm like,
Other bathroom etiquette. So for dudes, and this was on Bro Code, which I love. They said, and see if you
What's
agree with
bro
this.
code?
Show on
Old
MTV.
show, right?
Yeah,
Oh, I
MTV.
remember
Charlemagne was on there, and Lil Duval, and a whole
Okay.
bunch of other. The
Bathroom etiquette.
bathroom stalls. If there's a bunch of stalls, as a dude, when you go to a stall, another dude that comes in is not supposed to go to the stall right next to you.
Yeah,
if there's an open.
Yeah,
one.
if there's an open, like if you leave one space.
Yeah.
That's standard etiquette. Yeah.
It was
yeah,
great.
I mean, that's a given. Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
you learn that before you like start
Like,
walking.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, man, like sometimes I'm like, I'll walk into a bathroom and if the vibes feel weird, I'm like, nah,
Nah, I
I'm
ain't
getting a
a bathroom.
stall.
I'm gonna go shit somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm getting a stall. There's just like, because sometimes there's weirdos in the fucking
Yeah,
bathroom. Man.
I had a crazy moment where I was at a club in San Francisco, and the guy's room is an amazing club. I think it was called Casanova or something like that. But the guy's bathroom, no line, obviously. I had one dude in front of me. Girls line, mad long. Hot girl walks in, sees me, and it's like, fuck, this line is so long. And I look at her and go, hey, you want to go in this one? I'll watch the door for you. And she's like, totally cool. I think it was supposed to be the vibe of San Francisco, whatever. I was on one with high charisma like that. But she was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. You can totally use it too. And I'm like, at the same time, she's like, yeah. And so she goes in and I go in, and one dude comes in behind me after she goes in, and he just stands in line. And so, but when you go in, the stall doesn't have a door.
Oh. Yeah.
So, and it doesn't have a door. There's just like
was it a strip club?
no, strip club. Ooh, well, okay, I'll tell you other stories about that. But there's just a small little wall, but you can see the knees and the legs stick out, and then the peeing stall or what I forgot what it's called is right next to the toilet.
The urinal.
The urinal. So there I am pissing in the urinal while this girl drops her drawers and takes a piss in this toilet. And I was like, "How the
You
fuck
guys
did
are
I make
facing
this?"
each other.
And no, and we were right next to it, side by
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
But we wound up having a conversation while we're doing. And I was like, "This is crazy."
It's probably San Francisco culture. That seems like a cultural.
I
city
was
thing.
on one that night. I made everybody do the electric slide and everything. It was pretty cool.
What you're not
Yeah.
a party animal like that. Keith.
Hell yeah! If you actually hung
Back
out-
in the day,
anybody who knew me back in college and sometimes now, they would know Kanan has fun.
Kanan, you didn't even
Kanan,
say. You didn't even-
Kanan has fun.
Kanan over here, Kanan got it all with the rival.
That's my tagline. It's always a good time with Keenan Duncan. That's what I came from.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
has his own hashtag.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
That's all me. So switching subjects real quick. I would like to know a little bit about the guests. So some question on our Instagram was like, we should let the guests talk about themselves a bit. Where do you hail from, good sir? And what do you do in Los Angeles?
Good question. Yeah, so I'm actually from LA.
Hey, we got a local.
Yeah, so man,
Oh, I knew that was weird. That's stupid.
I actually I'm at a crossroads right now. I don't really know what to do with the rest of my time
Ooh,
you
like
know.
here in Los Angeles or in life?
in life.
Ooh,
Yeah.
this is great. I've been having conversations
So,
like this all the time.
I
with
literally just had a conversation
people. Yeah.
about that yesterday.
Okay, let's you want to let's talk about it.
about just like not knowing if this is the right thing. Should I do this? Should I do that? And then end up not doing anything sometimes because you can't fucking decide.
Right?
And it sucks.
If you don't mind me asking, how I know you went to college, so how old, close, roughly? You can round it off or whatever. How old you are?
27.
Because I know a lot of people around this age. I would say easily between 27, 28 to 33, 34 are a bunch of these people who are like, I wouldn't say it's a midlife crisis, but it's a figuring out of something. Were you assured of yourself being in LA, what you were wanting to do?
Yeah. For a while, before I even started college, I had an idea what I wanted to do. And then the more I started doing it, the more I did not want to do that. So I wanted to be a lawyer. So I went to community college, studied political science. My last year there, I started studying music and how like music theory works. I'm like, wow, this is so cool. Okay. And then I moved, then I went to UCLA. Political science, same shit. And I was like, okay, well, I'm being a lawyer, so time to go back to that path. And then I realized this fucking sucks. Like, and then throughout my time there, I would just sneak into classes I liked going to.
So it was like high school all over.
Yeah,
it is.
But I had to maintain my grades if I want to stay there. So I started to play by the rules.
Yeah.
And I started taking writing classes like screenwriting.
Okay.
Classes I just wanted to take about anything of life, psychology.
That's the best thing about college.
Yeah.
High school's not like that.
And then after a while, I realized after I finished college, I'm like, dude, now I'm even more lost because I experimented so much, explored so many options that it's like I'm a little overwhelmed.
Who are the dudes you experimented with in college? Chaz.
Who told you about that?
Oh, geez.
I was there. No, anyway.
It was me. Courtney.
No, so you came out. So where are you where?
So yeah, fast forward to now.
Yeah.
I'm basically working 9 to 5.
I
don't know how many people love that life, but
I can tolerate it. I'm a worker bee. That's my bread and butter. I can do it. But as people know and friends, and now currently I'm trying to get out of that. I want to have my own business. I want to create and be an artist and artistic of some sort, and I myself am going through a big teeter-totter of what I'm trying to do with my life.
It's because Mercury's in retrograde.
And I'm 35, soon to be 36, birthday coming up in a month.
Oh, nice. But I feel like that's probably like, I feel like everyone has that question and it never goes away.
Well, the good news is I'm at least trying to start a pathway. I've created my own business, Instagram account. I'm having clients and stuff like that, but it's not where I would want to be or where I thought I should have been at 35.
And do you enjoy your job?
I love the company.
Keep it vague.
I'm loyal.
Okay.
So I do my best there, but I definitely don't want to stay there. And on my spare time, I come to Control Collective, dude. I'm here every day trying to figure shit out. So cool. I was writing a book this year. I wrote 3 screenplays.
Nice.
And I was doing that for a while, but then I realized, like, dude, like, I can't ignore the fact that, like, my job needs a change. So now I've been, like, going back to starting my own business. And that's kind of the 2 options I've narrowed it down to.
Okay.
There's 100 things I want to do since I was a kid.
Screenwriting or having a business?
Yeah. And then in my head, I was like, why can't I do both? Like, it's going to take a little longer.
You could have a screenwriting business.
Yeah. I mean, the whole point is just, like, I want to be in a point where I can support myself.
Right.
And not have to worry about, like, someone paying me, like, like a 9 to 5 job.
You told me while you were in college that you sold jeans?
Dude, I used to sell jeans in high school.
How did that work? To your classmates?
On eBay. So how I started making money online was eBay. I bought something online one time and I was like, oh, this is cool. I bought like some used shoes. I think they were like Doc Marten boots or something. I was like, this is so cool. I bought them for like $30 or like $150. And then I was like, I wonder if you can sell anything on eBay, like how easy it is. And I bought some fucking jeans one time and I was like, oh, they don't fit. I can't return them. Let's try to sell them on eBay. And the rest is history. I made probably like 10 grand at that time.
Wow.
For me, as a kid, that was a lot of money. I didn't have a fucking job. Yeah.
Right.
And I made all my money selling like jeans on eBay. Like most of it was literally jeans.
You just started flipping just consistently?
Yeah. Or anything I can get my hands on, I'd sell it on eBay.
Wow.
Yeah.
How is it? How easy is it?
That's an entrepreneur thought, man. Yeah. I never did that.
It's not hard at all. And the funny thing, everyone I asked, that's when I started noticing not to listen to other people. Everyone told me, oh, that's hard. Oh, you shouldn't do that. Oh, a million reasons why you shouldn't do it, right?
Right.
But then when I like just did it. And then after I did it, 30 times, I realized like, oh, these people didn't know what they're talking about. Like, and that's okay. Like, they probably won't.
Because they don't do it themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's when I started realizing maybe I should ask someone who knows.
Or they sold one and it didn't work out.
Or they have a bad experience. It's like when you ask someone about women, oh, women are terrible. They're going to take your, whatever. And it's like that guy probably had a shitty experience with women.
Right.
So I started
you coming from my life, bro. What's up?
But you get me? Like that's when I started learning like, maybe I should like think for myself more and do what I want to do.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
And that's been the eternal struggle.
And right now you're trying to figure out what it is concrete that you want to do so that you can start putting that energy and time into that.
Yeah,
right?
and that's what I've been doing for like the past 2 months, and it's been phenomenal. Like I've stopped listening to everyone and like stopped doing things that I thought were considered normal. Like oh, let's go to the bar, let's go do this, and
we were just talking about this.
And the less I started doing that, like the more it started feeding my passion or what I've been working on now.
Okay.
Instead of going out, coming to the workspace and doing work and like being involved and like all about it. And you feel happier as a person?
Well, yes, but I realize I can't do that only either.
Right. You do need balance and homies and things like that.
I still need something
Which
else
is why you
to
said
do.
you've been spending more time with family too, right?
Yes. So I'm trying to figure it out, man. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I feel much better about it now than I did 6 months ago.
Okay.
Interesting.
So,
No,
but
I mean, I'm there too.
Yeah, so
I'm
I've started
there too.
businesses online. I used to work for some entrepreneur that does like YouTube videos.
Oh, cool.
And that's a lot of what I've learned. I'm like, holy shit, like this is possible, dude.
Yeah.
Like this guy, he teaches online courses on YouTube, and he sells the courses for like $900 each. I'm like, who the fuck buys that?
Yeah.
And then
Clearly
like
you did.
a lot of people buy
dude.
this. And then when I first went to his house, I was like, okay, I know he has money, but when I actually got there, I realized this guy makes money. He had he had Lamborghinis, like plural, Ferraris, like Tesla, and he never talked about it. He dressed in jeans, like you
Was
wouldn't
this
even
Ty
know.
Lopez?
Someone like that, not him though.
Okay. Yeah.
But the thing is, and that's when I realized, like, oh shit, I guess you really can make money.
Yeah.
I remember 1 month they were like, we only made $10 million this month, and they were mad about that.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Well, because
the
its
fuck?
expenses are probably like $9 million.
Well, that,
right?
or
Yeah.
maybe you need that kind of mentality to be successful or to make money. Is like, oh, that's not enough. 10 million is not enough. We should have made 20 million.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that you brought that up because I feel like there's something that I've been struggling with, and that's the idea of complacency. For all the things that I think make me feel like I'm not settling, there's this one thing about me, like in particular in business, when I made a certain amount of money, that was enough for me to be like, oh, I did it. And like, then that was just it. And I'm trying to get over that because the fact is I was too easily satisfied with my success, with my little success in business, very small success in business. And like, how do you guys deal with complacency?
I wish I could.
I was about to say the same thing.
My thing is the opposite, where it's never enough, and I always need to do more. And I think that's
Really?
the good and the bad.
Oh, I'm very content with pretty much everything.
You get
It's ruined
$20,
my
it's
business.
Right in the middle. That's where you
Yeah.
want to be. Yeah.
I'm like, whatever's done, and then or I don't work on it as hard enough. If I had that mentality of it's like it's never good enough, I probably would bust out more time and energy to making it. I'm procrastinating heavily. I mean, I was telling Philly on a certain scale, if I was really serious about it, we both know this saying where it's like, if you want it as bad enough as you want to breathe, you will be whatever it is you're searching for.
Right.
And I was like, well, in all honesty, if I really wanted it bad enough, I wouldn't be here at this podcast.
That's true.
But
there's been
Is
a
the
lot of,
podcast not one of those things?
that's
it-
the
that's
thing.
what it is.
It's a great thing.
It is, but my and Joe knows this, and Philly knows this. I build things, I design things. I want to be that.
It makes like neon signs.
Yeah,
and shit like you know,
I want to be that.
He's a handcraft guy.
an inventor, or an Imagineer, a Tony Stark, a Elon Musk kind of thing. Or more so, or like
A billionaire playboy philanthropist.
What more could you want? Yeah.
Steve Wozniak, not Steve Jobs, but Wozniak, the one who actually
Did everything.
built the thing.
Yeah.
I want to be that guy. And Steve, fun fact, Steve Wozniak was also the one who put on the US Festival, or the US Festival in 83 and 84, which had one of the biggest concerts California had. And I like to do things like that. And I want to invent and create. If I can just have my own warehouse and build whatever I want. Money doesn't really matter to me. I just want to build shit and make cool stuff, futuristic stuff you only see in movies.
And that's definitely the thing that I think troubles a lot of people is how they view money, right? Like, for example, me, I'm trying to change my views on money because it's not so much I need more money as it is the things that I want to do require money, like understanding the true value and the true purpose of money, like where it belongs and where it doesn't belong, what it can do for you, what it can never do for you, how much is enough to get your ambition across. Because commitment to ambitions, I feel like, is always half-hearted. You know, some people might be like all about it. I'm gonna do it, ready to move mountains, and then they get to the mountain, they're like, it's a big mountain.
Let's take our time, man.
You know what I mean? It seems the mountain's bigger than I thought it was.
Is there some steps here?
Yeah.
Let's do something else.
Yeah. Can I just move this pebble? You know, and you know what? I'm guilty of a lot of that shit too. And I'm at the point where I'm tired. Are you guys tired of it? How do you feel about, like, how you saying nothing is ever enough, right? But do you find your execution is returning something? Like, is there some return on your execution?
That's where I wasn't focusing on. So I used to go hard. I was telling you this yesterday. I would go hard on whatever it is I'm working on for like 3 months.
Okay.
Team no sleep, just all that. And then I'd slack off for 2 months after. And I kept doing that on and off, on and off, on and off.
That sounds like me,
and I
man.
thought I was doing well, but all I kept doing was restarting that wheel and like losing momentum. Now my focus has shifted from do it every day.
Okay.
I cannot believe I wasn't doing it every day. You have to. Whatever it is you're working on has to be done every fucking day.
Yeah.
Even if it's like 5 minutes.
Right.
Because after 6 months of that, a year, 2 years of that, it becomes a lot, like, you know, what you want.
Yeah. Exponentially grows. Yeah. At least the knowledge and learning from it.
And that's probably the shift I've had in the past 2 months where I told you I've been on a fucking crazy momentum like wave.
Okay.
This wave I used to not know how to balance and it would crash, which is a 2 month mark, which is, you know, I just not work on anything for it. But now I've been like, oh, I can maintain this, but I just have to be more like, I guess, let's see. I just have to know what I'm working on. Yeah.
Okay.
And then when I see a return, like you said, okay, that helps me keep going.
It's a good spark. Like when I got some cash for one of the signs that I built, it was only $60, but I was like, damn.
You know what? All the fucking books I've read and everyone I've, you know, learned from, they all say like your first sale is the best, because the first time I sold jeans on eBay, it was like $12, like that I actually, you know, made profit on.
Yeah.
But it made me realize the potential.
Right.
And it was the biggest like game changer for me. Just the first sale.
I think that's what we all need. And if we're having those struggles or whatnot in our life, in the sense of just keep trying it, because eventually somebody will want what you have. And when that happens, you're really going to realize this might be something. But also not to discourage somebody. Like if you never get it, then you have to quit or something like that. But so what do you think about aliens?
Dude, I love aliens. Like,
Of course he was gonna
have you guys ever watch X-Files? Like,
Of course.
Yeah, I
man.
watched it too late though. The season was way over. They already did 2 movies, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try this out."
I watched it like 2 years ago for the first time. And
It's actually really good.
Yes.
For something that came out in the
90s,
89,
like,
and then
till like 2018.
Yeah.
Like it lasted forever.
it's actually surprisingly a decent, well-written, thought-out series.
Well, that's back then when writers were getting paid, bro. You know what I mean?
Well, dude,
Their
and
own
that,
shit.
if it wasn't for the X-Files, we would have probably not have Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, this guy used to work.
Really?
I forget the guy's name who created X-Files, but he worked for him for like the whole time it was running, I think.
Okay.
And then afterwards, he learned how to tell good stories, and then he made Breaking Bad shortly after.
Wow.
Vince Gilligan, yeah.
Wow.
So that's when I was like, holy sh! That's when I started looking at things that I wanted, and I'm like, how did this other person get there? You know, if I want what he has, what did he do?
Right.
And then I start looking, you know, reverse engineer, whatever, you know, and then that's when I realized, well, this guy didn't just wake up with Breaking Bad. He fucking
there's a
helped-
process.
Yeah, it took him 20 years or whatever.
Right.
It's like with Ryan Holiday. Everybody's like gung ho about all the stoicism books he's writing.
Who the fuck is
People-
Ryan Holiday?
Pretty out there.
I think I know who you're talking.
Yeah, all the stoic books, like stoicism, right? And obstacle is the way, ego is the enemy, those things. And then, but they don't know that he was working.
He slept on couches.
Yeah, and
on
he
the
was working
floor.
for Robert Greene for
Tucker Max,
yeah,
right?
Tucker Max, all those people, for years.
Oh, I know Robert Greene, the Mastery, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all that, yeah.
Yeah.
So he was
I
doing all
wish
that
I
shit.
always wish I had a cool story like that where he's like,
Yeah.
I worked for him and I slept on the couch.
Now you never know because this podcast might blow up, and then you'd be like, "Hey, I was on that podcast."
Oh God.
I don't doubt that, but I mean, you know, like I love hearing the stories. I think people
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Origin
Like-
stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the best. Those are definitely encouraging.
I mean, I do hope that maybe one day my spider bite will actually give me superpowers.
Has it not?
no,
Maybe that's just my nipple. Maybe it's not a spider bite.
and it became his penis. That's what it really was.
Oh, it's radioactive.
But do you come across things like that where you like see something, maybe not aliens, because I bring that up all the time, but something paranormal where you can't explain it and like, what the fuck?
Dude.
Your jokes.
Oh, I
Those can't be real.
I have no comeback to that.
Oh,
Son of a bitch.
It's like we're out here ghost hunting,
Dude, you know, actually
looking
like,
for the laughs.
Fuck you.
I kind of wish like I hear so many stories. I used to watch that as a kid,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what the fuck? They never come to me. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I've never
You
seen.
want to be abducted?
But see,
Maybe not abducted.
I know, yeah. But if they did come
The
to you, wouldn't you
fourth
like shit
kind.
your pants? Like, do you really want to have an encounter of some sort?
Well, as a kid, I'm like, because I'm a skeptic. I kind of sometimes have to see things to believe it.
Yeah. I just don't want it to pop out of nowhere. I'd rather know it's coming than have it
I'm
come out
coming
to
from,
get
a,
ya.
from a fucking
I'm
bush.
coming to get you.
I know.
No.
Because sometimes I like, because I live in the back house and it gets kind of dark out in the back area. And so when I like drop something on the floor, I'm next to this big plain glass, that door that opens up to my room. If I go down to like pick it up to throw it in the trash and I come up off the ground, there it is standing like this. Like, like I don't want that shit. I want to be able to see it, you know, halfway down the block and like, oh, okay, that's an alien. All right, cool.
Or where it's like, Keenan, I got a piece of candy in my
Oh my
pocket.
God.
They all float.
I don't know about that. But yourself, you actually want to have
Well, as a kid, that's
As
what
a
I'm saying.
kid,
Like, I
okay.
used to love paranormal stuff,
Okay.
and I'm like, oh, how come like? And then I realized probably because it's not real. As much as I want to believe, it's probably because it's not real.
Balls.
You know, it's fucked
It's
up.
definitely
Yeah.
tough, man. I mean, what is real, right?
I mean, we can all be figments of our other people's imaginations.
what if,
we may not
what
be
if
real
we're
right
really
now.
all in a simulation of
But see,
fucking the
I
Matrix?
hate that. I hate that because scientists actually try and support that shit, but they won't support, you know, a being from another
Global
planet.
warming.
Yeah, or well, I mean,
Yeah.
No,
let's
that's
support
not
some
real.
of that. But I hate hearing like Neil deGrasse Tyson or something like that say, or Bill Nye be like, oh yeah, it might be possible. We could be living in some computers
simulation.
get advanced enough. It's like, really, you'll go that far, but you won't go an actual, you know,
Yeah, other
biological
life.
into the coming down in a spaceship. It's like, really? All right, fine. Fuck the science community.
That's definitely. I mean, there's probably politics involved. You know, most science is hired to look for solutions to problems, but never to actually solve them. Right?
No,
Yeah.
I think science usually comes up with problems. It's meant to come up with problems so we can find a solution.
Gotcha.
Yeah, as an engineer, we're always trying to find every single error and problem that can happen and find a solution to it. And funny enough, what I hate about a lot of the science community, they're big on the smarts. Whoever's the smartest, oh, he's so smart, blah, blah, blah. But we'll have problems in structures that hurt people that had the smartest people working on it, and it still failed. It's not a guarantee just because you're smart, you'll be able to solve problems.
That's true.
Mhm.
And just because you're smart doesn't mean you're gonna get laid. Yeah.
Oh, I know for
Oh,
a
yeah.
fact. I'm smart. I never get laid.
Oh wow. In fact, it's usually the dumber people who are getting laid. That's the weird thing. Have you ever seen the movie Idiocracy?
Oh
Yeah, I just saw that like a
Oh,
month
yeah?
ago.
Oh, yeah,
I
like
cannot
it?
believe I never saw it.
Okay,
Yeah.
and we're close to it. We're not close, but
It's
we're
damn near a close
Yeah.
representation of our day and age.
yeah.
man.
Same thing with Demolition Man. I kid you not. There's a good
Oh wow.
segment of somebody breaking down Demolition Man to show you how it's getting close to it. Although it was kind of female bashing on it, so you may not want to watch it for that. But it's crazy. A lot of stuff happened. We had a major fire on the hills. We do have cryos techs close to it.
What is that movie? I've never
Oh,
seen it.
Demolition Man?
with
You're not a man unless you watch.
You know, it's funny because I've actually I met the guy that wrote it,
No shit.
and like I was like, I love that movie, and I was like, I've never fucking seen it. Like that was those fake ass.
God.
Oh,
Movies.
you're so Hollywood, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was
Well, I'm not gonna be a dick and be like, ah, fuck your movie.
Well, yes, Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes. He gets
Oh,
frozen.
is that the one where they put on the headset and they have sex like on the headset?
Yeah, virtual reality sex. That's one thing that's happening today. They had self-driving cars. It's happening today. They had electric cars, which is happening today. They had the element of a lot of curse words or anything that was bad is kind of banned or illegal, which is kind of happening today.
Political correctness.
Political correctness.
Political correctness,
A lot
yeah.
of the stuff that's in that movie actually is either currently going on or leading towards that. Not all at the same time, but those elements are there, which is trippy.
Didn't they say like Blade Runner, the original movie, is now set like it's older than where we live today?
And Terminator Salvation or Terminator was 2018 is when we're supposed to be fighting
End of the world.
fighting machines. Yeah.
Well, we
That's crazy.
technically already are, man. I was thinking about that the other day where Elon said, we already are cyborgs because we go everywhere with our phones.
Yeah.
And I realized like, fuck, man, our phones really like people don't even take shits by themselves anymore, man.
No, they bring their phone with them. I do.
You know
Oh,
what I
why
mean?
would you?
I play a game.
And it's
Yeah.
like, it's crazy to me because it's like, damn, if you leave your phone, you have like a damn near anxiety attack, right? Like, oh my God. But yeah, I remember I used to be able to, like, as a kid, go play outside in the fucking dirt, get my knees skid, like fucking like skidded up and all that shit. Wouldn't even think twice about any fucking phone.
Yeah.
'Cause you don't have a phone.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What's the longest you can go without a phone?
I nobody calls or texts me, so it doesn't matter. Like,
Okay.
You know what's funny is nobody calls or texts me except maybe Keenan, Joe,
I do. Most of
and
the
my
complain.
sister.
Yeah.
Other than that, like on occasion, I'll get some rare person who hits me up for something. But other than that, nobody fucking hits me up. Isn't that crazy? And I generally try to make an effort to reach out to people. Do you feel like you make an effort to reach out to
no,
people?
I've stopped reaching out to people.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like I'm kind of like inverse to everything, and yeah, the only thing I do on Instagram is like look at like dog memes. Like, yeah.
Funny shit, right?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I had my phone gone for one day. I remember that. And my mom thought something happened to me. Joe was trying to communicate with me or something like that. People were trying to
that
get a
does
hold of me. I was
happen,
like,
though.
I was just off for one day. Like, it didn't have any power in it. But it was just like, damn.
Yeah.
And then when I do have
I
it
didn't
on,
know.
no,
I
no-
obviously I don't
Yeah,
care
they don't
about
call you when you
enough.
have it.
yeah, yeah. that's
But
when-
okay, one
yeah.
example. My
Yeah.
sister one time dropped me off at home, and I was like, "Bye." She lives pretty far, probably like an hour.
Mhm.
And then I get to my house, and I'm like, "Fuck!" I left my phone in her car
Yeah.
for like an hour after I realized it. It sucked. I felt like I was coming off drugs.
Oh wow.
But the second that hour passed,
yeah,
I felt a lot better, and I was like, "Okay, well, let's get something else done."
like life can happen.
yeah, like it's not that bad. You're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And people are that first hour is so bad though that like most people can't go that.
That's right. I think it's mandatory for kids to be away from their phones for like at least 2 hours.
Turn
like
off the
mandatory.
Wi-Fi. Send them fucking little asses outside.
Shit,
huh?
I remember a parent, had to put up a statement like, "Do your chores, and I'll give you your Wi-Fi password." back."
password?
Yeah, I
Oh,
was like,
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, that's smart, but it's like, damn, are we at that point now? Like, oh, that's so. I'm not. It's not. I don't know if it's sad or great. I'm like, I'm in the all support of technology, but the way we implemented ourselves, we as humans made it so that we turn ourselves into robots. They didn't do anything except provide it to be easier for us.
Like, do you think the kids of the future are actually gonna have social skills? Because like,
I don't know.
I know a lot of the shit that I picked up as a kid, like interacting with other kids and having to figure out how to be like. And now most kids, can you imagine? Okay, so when I was in high school, everybody cared about who had the coolest outfit on, right? Like that was like a thing that people did. And I wasn't necessarily someone from a family of means, so I didn't. I got lucky that like.
You made it work.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
made it work. You know what I mean? But there was a lot of kids who I know didn't. And first of all, I fucking hated the popular kids. They were not my friends.
That's
Even
right.
though all the teachers assumed I was friends with the popular kids. They was like, yeah, why aren't you in the group with them? I'm like, what do you mean? Why would I be? They're not
Yeah.
your friends? I'm like, no. Hell, they're the last people I want to hang out with. Those are the people who are like, they're into all the new slang. They're the ones spreading rumors about girls who gave who head where. You know, and
And that would be Joe. He was forced to live with Joe, but if you had a choice.
Meanwhile, I was in high school. I was actually going back home to live a real fucking like party life with people who were like 21, 18, but living like how people are living at 30. So like,
Yeah.
it was kind of hard to relate. But still, what I'm saying is, coming back to what we were talking about with like kids and growing up and
Mhm.
social skills, I can imagine how hard it is for kids now where they have social media. You know, they have secret little social media accounts. I caught my little nephew having like a TikTok, and he should, because some of that content on there is not kid friendly, man.
I think it really should be heavily parented,
Hell
and
yeah.
I think parents who I feel like I come across parents who say they know their kid. I'm like, no, you don't. And even
you barely know yourself. Like,
yeah, even close friends who will not be nameless who thinks they know their kids. In the back of my mind, I was like, no, I don't. I really don't think you may have this perception, but if they're going to school 6 to 8 hours out of the day, you don't know what they're doing at all. So you hope that they're doing
And their
things
friends
right.
are going to influence them one way or another.
And you may say, "Oh, I raised my kid right. He knows the right or wrong things to do." He'll know. He or she may know the right or wrong things to do in front of your face. But when they're with their kids, they're probably
like
cursing the
people.
storm. Yeah.
It's so crazy, man.
Yeah.
I like. Do kids even fight anymore? Or is it all digital bullying? Like, and that's the thing.
Digital bullying.
It's so crazy now that kids don't even fight anymore. They'll just straight shoot up a school. Like, whatever happens to the good old days where you could just punch somebody or get fucked up. And,
Yeah.
like,
I
you know
forgot
what I mean?
that was a thing.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually at school once when there was a shooting.
Oh, no
way.
shit.
I always
USC?
I always thought it was bullshit. Yeah.
The one who shot the teacher?
Exactly. I
Remember
always
that?
thought school shootings were like, that'll never happen to me.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I woke up late. I didn't go to class, and then I'm walking to like get a haircut instead of going to class.
Yeah.
Anyway, and everything's shut down, and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
This is like 1 p.m. and I'm waking up. This is
Damn,
college. This
lesson
really,
learned, kids. Don't go to school.
this is college life.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I
Yeah.
realized like, oh, there's somebody being held hostage. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
And I couldn't believe it was happening 3 blocks away.
Right.
Yeah.
Wild
And
shit.
I was,
Yeah, it's wild.
And I remember like hearing even comedians say like that's kind of what bullies were for. Like back in the day, a bully would. I mean, yeah, it's still not perfect, but at least a bully would beat a kid's ass. You know, like
and frighten them to not come to
yeah,
school.
where a kid wouldn't turn around and get a fucking gun or whatever. But like, I don't know. Like I remember as a kid, I got into a lot of fights in school when I was younger. You know, eventually it wore away, but it was enough for me to be like, you learn to like not fuck with people, and also people learn not to fuck with you. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of kids out there like, fuck, man.
I didn't even know where to get a gun. I mean, I knew you
I
could go
don't
to
even
Big
know where to get
Five.
them now. Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
even now, if I wanted to buy a gun, I'd probably be like, do some
Texas?
research.
Oh no, Big Five sells them. They sell all that shit at Big Five.
like
Wow.
real guns.
Yeah, semi-automatics and automatics. I couldn't believe it. I
Whoa.
saw a fucking automatic rifle on the shelf, and I was like, "What?" This was like late '90s, or they might have changed the rules. But I was like,
Does Big Five even exist anymore?
"Yeah, it's still around." I was like, "What the fuck?" It was wild shit. You can still buy bullets and guns at Big Five. Not to
And
support
you
or
don't
at
even
their
need, you
support.
don't even need like a permit or anything.
For that, you probably still need a card and permit, all that shit. But it's not
you
like
just need your California ID.
I think that's a gun show. You just go to a gun show, you don't need anything. You just buy that shit straight up. But
It's fucking ridiculous.
yeah, I
That's
never
hilarious.
thought about going.
Like 18 and over, but
Yeah.
you need to be 21 to drink. You
I know. You can. It's crazy because you
could probably get a gun at 16, man. What the fuck?
in certain states probably. I don't know.
That's my right as an American.
So, well, I mean, do you think? Let's say, for instance, something happened to the laws or whatever, and then everybody can have a gun open carry because there's only certain states
they did that in Texas,
Yeah, certain states you can have open carry,
and then somebody fucking shot up a Walmart.
right? And
Straight up.
and it's just like, but
Who the fuck? Like, man.
and the crazy thing is, Walmart, I believe, sells guns, and I'm
Yeah.
curious why nobody in the gun section or the gun owner in the gun section, did something about it. I obviously I can't, say, "Ooh, if I was there, I would have did the same thing" or anything like that. But
Yeah, the power
I've-
situation is always.
yeah, it's just a curiosity thought. Like there are guns. So when people say, or the right wing or Second Amendment people say, like, "Oh, if you had a gun, that wouldn't have happened." Well, here's a place that has a shitload of guns on the wall.
and they didn't defend.
And it happened because he had a gun.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. And so I always think when a lot of people who own guns would say like everybody should have a gun, I'm like, okay, well, if everybody had a gun, you don't think that there is a slight possibility that there would be more deaths instead of less? Because the idea is like, oh, everybody would be,
Because it's a numbers game.
yeah,
right?
well,
Like,
perfect. It's like I'm kind of going the opposite. You might be right, but you should also have the option or thought of like it could go completely wrong. Because if it did go completely wrong, there's nobody to say, "I told you so." It's too late. They're all dead. So I really think people should think about every kind of possible scenario they could, not go Doctor Strange crazy and like think of like only the one solution in the universe, but to actually just when you present your idea of like how something should work, do the pros and cons, not just the pros, you know?
Yeah.
Too many times I meet people with guns who are like, no, this is the best way because blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you never heard about all the bad things that people do
Anything
with
in
guns?
extreme is usually
What bad?
wrong.
What
Yeah.
bad?
Right? People get themselves killed or some kid shoots themselves by accident. And it's
That's why you
always
can't be.
accidents.
That's why you can't be too liberal, and you can't be too conservative.
Yeah, you got to be somewhere kind of in the
Yeah.
middle, but I mean, you
the
can lean.
Buddhists have always had it right. You got to walk the middle path, man. You know?
Yeah, or it's like those people that smoke a lot of weed and they're like, "Look, man, it cures cancer. It does everything here." It's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's doing something to your
Yeah,
thinking
it's
too.
smoke.
Like, yeah, like no.
It also makes you lazy as fuck.
Yeah,
you
you
know,
don't.
but like I'm sure like they have a million rebuttals.
Yeah.
But like, dude, it's got to do something here. Like,
That's right. Nothing ever. Nothing
there's no
on
free
this-
lunch. There's no
Exactly.
such thing as
Nothing on this planet is 100% good for anything. You eat enough apples, you can get
I'm
poison.
sure. Yeah, I'm sure you get cancer.
Yeah,
something happens.
Something happens. I don't know. I feel like
Except for pizza, man. You can't have enough pizza,
Yeah,
man.
pizza.
It's like, yeah, you can. You can clog your fucking arteries with that shit.
I just feel like we as people on this planet may not be who we think we are. I told somebody in a conversation, I can't wait till we find out that we're just like some crazy lab experiment on some spaceship that got tossed out the window and we just landed here and started growing.
Well, maybe you did, Keenan.
Well, maybe I did. Fuck you. Anyway.
This is Keenan's coming out episode. Maybe we're not who we think we are. No, maybe we have different needs.
Maybe we're lizards.
I'm just thinking there's I don't know, to say that we're born, it's that whole born good, born evil. I don't know. I just think humans are just naturally
Human.
fucked up.
I feel like that's such a reductionist point of view.
Yeah, it's very pessimistic,
I'm kidding.
but-
No, I'm kidding.
I don't know. I want to say it's realism. We are all capable of, and this is what I get for what I want to say for about like parents who think their kids are like great. Like your kids are easily capable of lying, stealing,
Yeah.
cheating, doing some horrible stuff. Just because they're nice in front of you doesn't mean they're doing. Who knows? And they could be nice. Who knows? I mean, unless you're around someone 24/7, you don't know who they are at all.
I don't know
No matter,
who
I mean,
you are, where you're from. As long as you love, there it is. There it is. Yeah, man.
Oh,
Throwbacks.
wait, do we get sued for that if we sing that on the?
No, 20 seconds or less, you're good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
It is true though. You never know, like who.
Well, that's a
people
real
are.
song.
That's a real song.
Oh yeah,
okay,
it's
okay.
Backstreet Boys, right? NSYNC.
yeah.
Backstreet Boys.
It is Backstreet
How I
Boys.
know that off the top of my head? Do not judge me.
It's Backstreet Boys, but I'm totally an NSYNC fan, man. Sorry.
Oh, I'm all about Spice Girls, so whatever.
Oh, dude,
Tell me what you want.
They're
what you
coming
really,
back.
really want.
I swear they're
What?
coming back.
they never left.
No. Oh,
Hey.
that's like hey.
And
Yeah.
with that, ladies and gents, we have reached the
God dang.
soapbox talk.
How long
hour
have we
where
been speaking?
Close it out. We're reaching that time, bro.
2-hour mark?
Yeah.
Can you believe we've been talking for 2 hours?
Fuck,
Went
man.
by fast.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
it happens every time. So with that said,
That's
we're
what
gonna
she
open
said.
up the floor to the soapbox. Now the general rule is you get to promote whatever you want, talk about whatever you want, however long you want. Just let us know when you're done. And after that, you make sure not to interrupt someone else's or comments. Like it's literally you say it and that's it. There's no comment, no feedback. We've kind of been breaking the rules a little lately.
Whatever you want.
But you're
Anything.
welcome. And we always open it up to the guest first. Then we'll go to Keenan and then I'll close it out. So Ray, whenever you want, the floor is yours, man. It's your reward for being on the show.
Hey.
Hey, I guess just go to rayaguirre.com. I just set up my business email. Feels legit, yeah.
Nice.
Can you
And
spell that?
so it's RAYAGUIRRE.com. And you can see some of the cool shit I wrote. And if you want to actually read a copy of any of it, I'll send it to you. Just follow the instructions on there. And yeah, that's it. I don't really have much to say. This was fun.
Nice.
No.
All right,
Okay,
cool.
keeping it quick.
My
All
guy.
right, keeping it quick.
Keenan, go ahead, man.
I'm gonna take my time with this. No, I'm just kidding. I usually say
Pull it
long,
out. Pull
so-
it out slowly.
That's what it sounds like when I roll it out. I did have a bunch of complaining soapbox I was thinking throughout the week because I came across some wild shit. But I think I'm gonna save it because I don't remember most of it. Probably should write these things down. Dan, we did go over a whole bunch today in our podcast. Soapbox. Damn, I'm actually at a loss for words. This is something that Philly would do, but let's see if I can pull something out of my ass.
Sorry.
Shit. Fuck, man. I don't know. You got me going on there. Keep on keeping on. Listen to the new podcast, please. Again, tell your friends, tell your family, tell the crack addict you know down the street. Tell everybody. Spread the word. We're trying to get this for people to listen to on the road to work, on the way from work, on the traveling stuff. I know it's long, but it should be somewhat entertaining enough where as us here don't even realize, the amount of time that passed. And hopefully that works for you. We thank you. I thank you for listening to the podcast. And I hope you enjoy the show, and feel free to contact us and let us know your thoughts and whatnot. Yeah.
Awesome.
Damn, that was
super cool. No, yeah, and honestly, I'm going to be short and sweet too because it already is a 2-hour podcast here. I just want to wish everybody a happy holiday. I know that the Thanksgiving happened in the last episode. We didn't wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. We had a Noobsgiving, yeah, I suppose so. But then we came back right before Thanksgiving, and then so I just wanted to hopefully wish you guys that you had a great holiday. And as the year closes out, don't let all the shit talkers say, oh, you're going to make New Year's resolutions. So don't feel any shame about really trying to make some permanent changes in your life. There's nothing wrong with that. Whether it's the new year, the end of the year, the beginning of the year, the middle of the year, whenever the fuck you feel like you're ready to make some changes, do that. That's really don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks. Because honestly, it doesn't merit the anxiety that comes with worrying about what other people think about when you should be doing what you should be doing. And at the end of the day, the only person that has to live your life is you. So I really encourage you to, if you feel like you don't want to do something, don't do something. If you feel like somebody isn't good for you, then they're not good for you. You don't have to explain yourself. You know what I mean? If you feel like you're not good for somebody, then maybe you're not, and you don't have to explain yourself yet again. All you have to do is as long as you're not hurting anybody and you're doing what you need to do for you, fuck it. So with that being said, let's get this new year started. We're going to be rocking with you. Thank you for listening to us. Please do subscribe. At the very least, share it with one friend. That's all I ask. Or leave a review. Nobody has left us reviews yet. I would love to see a review. I know it's a little complex. How do you do it? I don't know, but I do appreciate everybody who tags us and shares the pod. There's been a lot of people who've done that. So I really do appreciate that. It means a lot to me. That's about it. Keenan be fucking up the beatbox.
I'm trying to keep the same thing going, but I can't.
It's boots and cats, right? So it's boots, cats, or boots, cats, cats.
See, now you're just adding some fancy.
But that's what it is.
Yeah,
it's boots and cats. That's the general sound for the kick.
That's how
and the
you
snare.
beatbox.
I
Yeah.
that part.
Was that SpongeBob?
I know, right?
But
yeah.
yeah, and then later with practice you can do. You could do all that, but the basics is boots and cats.
Why can't I do that weird stuff?
Which one?
Yeah. Can you do a beat to that?
Okay. Okay. Hold on, wait. What's your rhythm? What's your rhythm?
Do your beat first, and I'll add it to it. No, I got nothing. Never mind. All right.
See, you have no sense of rhythm, Keenan. God damn it.
Just
Go
fucking
ahead,
with you. Eat your woman out.
Suck your man's dick and
Make sure that you don't spend more than 30 seconds at stop signs.